Are technically started and the stream is live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone around the world. This is Wraithkind back again with another episode of our D&D Forgotten Realms campaign with the Protectors. And when last we left off, it was kind of a crazy cliffhanger ending. Does anybody want to give us a recap?
I think so. So we started out, we were in Everland, or at least we flew to Everland, and we picked up our captain. I don't remember her name.
Dipple Sprocket.
What did Jay say?
Dipple Sprocket.
Yes. So,
Dimple Sprocket.
when we did some shopping.
That sounds like a wrestler.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. So we did some shopping there in Everland as well as in Silvery Moon towards the beginning of it, and then we started flying south to Hellgate Keep, which is in the northeastern part of the High Forest. As we approached, all of a sudden we noticed there's some ash in the air, and we started looking over the side when Dunn and Lycum and the rest of the group saw that part of the High Forest had been burnt. In a hasty effort, Lycum changed into a giant eagle, jumped off the side of it with Dawn on his back, and we checked out to see what was going on. We ended up seeing that some of the creatures, the treants that were protecting this area and keeping it at bay, had been burned to a torch. Lycum went into a fury, essentially. He's if he was a barbarian, he'd be raging out, but he's not. And so we ended up landing the ship, and we all decided to go and take on whatever the heck this was, head first, pretty much. We didn't do much strategic talking or anything.
Yeah, and go ahead.
I was just going to add that Lycum also, in his haste to make sense of it all, tried to contact Dordar.
Oh, yeah.
And then that doubled down on his rage because he discovered that Dordar was sort of missing from the plane that we are on.
Yeah, so all sorts of things had happened that just threw Lycum's world for a loop. And yeah, we are on a vendetta to rid this place of the Hellions.
And I think the last thing we did was we actually entered the keep itself, and Beetle and Banner opened a big door and sort of poked their heads in top, and saw a devil with a child chained at his feet. And they both basically just rushed in at that point.
The child was actually, crouched with knees to chest, and some, not chains, but some bindings seem to be on his wrists as he sits at the foot of a pillar to the right of the throne, and kind of rocking quietly back and forth. And that's when Banner just kind of went crazy.
Yeah, his eyes went yellow, and his muscles blew up again, and he was charged in.
Yep. I gotta make one quick change on the map, and
I guess I should get a roll 20.
Yeah, that would help.
I do that all the time, Jay. I make that mistake.
I do too.
I also have a post-it note tonight because there's an ability that I have that I keep forgetting I have now that I don't think anyone even knows about, but I keep forgetting to use.
Thank you for my uncanny dodge post-it note.
Oh, did you just do that because I said that?
Yeah, I keep an uncanny dodge post-it for this game, and I was about to forget to put it up for this battle.
I have a similar thing that I have not been using.
I use that. Beetle's not in melee that much anymore, so I always forget that I have that.
Alright. So, open the rest of my notes.
Music.
I know it's creepy.
It's a great backdrop, too.
Devils.
And everyone, roll initiative.
Ah!
Are we in those positions? Or should we move ourselves to something?
1 minute here. Banner, you're slightly in the lead, but those positions are pretty much where you guys are.
Can I move there then, I guess? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Not that it makes much difference. Do you get advantage on initiative, Julia, or was that just a double roll?
That was Tank.
Oh, tank. Oh, duh. Tanky. He beat you with his 0 dex.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my 3 dex netted me a 9. So. Yay. Okay. Think. I have to focus on the anger I was feeling last week.
I have to
I
roll
have to
initiative
find
for
it
everybody.
within me.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
tough.
Except Connie.
Things were kind of like,
Uh-oh.
it was
I'm
an
not
inspiring
feeling so
evening.
Looks like things are starting to heat up in here.
Ha ha.
So we're
How come
fighting.
the child is just a bloody mess?
That's next to him, I think. There's an
Oh.
actual child there.
I don't know why that worked. I don't know why that did that.
That was disturbing.
I think you did you reduce its like health or something?
No.
Oh, it wasn't one of
Well,
those
okay,
features?
yeah, I know why that happened, but anyway, it's fine. He's fine.
Did I question about the child quick?
Legion
So he's
command.
got like cuffs on. He's not chained to the pillar.
He's well, you can't.
We had some
All you
terrible
can tell is
issues.
some bindings. You can tell it's not chained, but it's been 6 seconds and you just rushed in.
Okay, that's fine.
I have a nasty feeling that this thing is going to spew some nasty fire into the room at some point. So I am going to avoid standing on it. Looks like one of those windows you'd put on like a submarine or something.
All right. I think we got every. Oh, I gotta do Emeraldi now too. I forgot about that. Does anybody have Emeraldi still added to them?
Nope.
All right, let
I
me.
used to, but
Is,
it's not
any,
Are the smoke devils the smoke mephits?
is anybody
They're
willing
called
to
different-
run Emeraldi tonight until he gets
Sure.
here? Anyone?
Brian, I'm assuming. Yeah, Jay said he would. I'm assuming that the smoke devil and the smoke mephit are the same thing. They're called different things on the initiative and the map.
You don't know that.
Oh, okay.
That's,
Well, I'm just
No.
saying because the mephits aren't on the initiative.
oh, I see what you're saying. Yes. Sorry, I
Okay.
thought you were trying to meta. My
No,
apologies.
I didn't understand the initiative order.
Jay, do you see Emeraldi on your sheet? Sheet?
I do.
All right, thank you. He needs to roll initiative.
Alrighty.
Can I make an insight check to see how much HP they have? No, that would be meta.
No.
You could
my class feature.
multi-class for
Oh.
that.
I could, but I won't
Not
because
unless you
multiclassing
want.
is evil.
Wow, Tank is first in the initiative as Banner rushes in, roars in with his glaive upraised. Tank, taking apparently Banner's lead, does what?
Hold on, let me measure. If he can actually, ooh, he might be able to, hold on.
This is a long room. Is it this narrow?
Yes, this is a hall, like a throne room.
Okay, are there doors at the sides or is this it?
There are no doors to the side. However, you do see 2 doors on either side adjacent to the throne.
I
in the
see.
upraised dais,
Okay.
whatever.
That's a
Platform.
fire hazard.
Tank takes the dash action and Galumph's up there. He's barreling towards this hell.
Galumps.
All right.
Thump, thump.
Yeah. Tank
Like to imagine
glumps away.
sparks flying off of his claws.
Yep.
As some of the by the way, the rubble on the ground there, I don't know if you guys have noticed it, here, oh, come on,
It's poisonous.
and down here is difficult terrain, down here,
All right, then he's there. Then
and where Emeraldi is, I'm sorry, not Emeraldi, but Lycum is difficult terrain.
What's difficult terrain?
The
oh,
rubble.
the stone.
Any rubble that you see on the ground, basically.
Okay.
Hey, Jay, will you move your token and Emeraldies? Because they're a little offset right now and it's throwing me off. If you just click them once, they'll snap to the grid.
All right, yeah.
Thanks. I feel better now.
Tank hurls forward, stone actually coming up off the floor as he just kind of charges up, and as he does so, you hear a
No.
all right.
who's a good boy?
As this massive figure of a red-skinned devil comes off of his throne. Let's see, that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. What's his speed? He's going to stop here because difficult terrain.
No!
And he is going to pull his blade out, and as he does so, his blade kind of bursts into flames as his hand pulses. He raises a hand towards Tank,
And misses.
gets the second one and hits for 6 fire damage as a lance of fire just kind of slams against Tank's chest. And he laughs. Oh, this shall be fun. Banner, you're up.
How mad will Julia be at me if I hurt Tank?
Probably not happy, I'm guessing.
All right. Can I run across this grate?
As you look at it, you see kind of the air wavering up top, kind of as the heat rises off of there. You don't know what exactly will happen, but heat rippling the air in front of you is usually a good sign that there's it's pretty hot.
But I just saw Tank do it, right?
No, he skirted around.
And he made it that far?
Mm-hmm.
Dash.
He dashed. He has a movement speed of 40.
Oh. So the metal is a little red hot, kind of? Or like I can see the waves of heat, you
Yep.
said?
Yep. You can also see kind of a ululating blue, almost like a diaphanous stream of arcane energy rising, and hear the faint sounds of chanting from far, far below.
All right. Well, I'm not thinking clearly anyway, so Banner's gonna take the dash action across it to here.
All right, make a Constitution saving throw as you rush over and you feel what feels like the very fires of hell reach up and singe you.
The fires of hell would do a bit more than singe someone.
Well, considering the fact that it's coming from a different plane of existence, that's not exactly surprising that it only does 1 fire damage because you did so well in your Constitution saving throw.
Yeah,
As you rush over.
So I dash
With a scratch.
next to the child, and I
Oh shoot!
say, "Tank, back up!" I growl it as I tank, back up, as I kind of approach, and then I will action surge Ooh.
Tank says,
So that I can
"Ooh."
make some attacks against this guy.
All right. So you use the dash action, then you're using an action surge. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attacks.
Boom. Just like that
That's
music.
the first one. Does that hit?
No, it does not.
Okay. Here's the
As he
second.
deftly parries, you follow up with a slash across his chest, drawing kind of this greenish, almost black blood as he kind of grunts in pain, taking
swing-
good.
And I
bit of
try and
damage there.
trip him up with that attack as well. Ooh, for 8!
Nice.
So that's Wow. Okay, so that is a strength save.
He takes the damage no matter what. Just a reminder.
Oh.
He definitely makes it.
Okay. So he takes 26 total damage, though.
But
so
yeah,
far.
you followed up and just smashed the butt of your glaive into his midsection, kind of knocking the breath out of him as he.
Okay. And those should have been. I forgot to add my fury damage to that, so that should actually +2 damage to what I've done so far.
Okay.
Sorry. And then I'll make my actual correct attack with this one, which will be an additional 11.
Yeah, and that is your bonus action there.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. With another swing back, you finish the routine with a slash across his shoulder as he kind of And is that your turn?
Yes.
All right, Lycum, you're up.
Okay, I need to ask one question first. What are there any roots and vines anywhere on the ground, or in the ceiling, or from it being a ruin at one point in time? Was there any overgrowth?
If it had been perhaps a millennia in the past, unfortunately, given the fact that everything is extremely hot and is nothing but ash and dust,
That makes sense.
there is nothing here, no sign of actual life
Okay.
aside from
So,
the denizens within.
all right. It weakens the spell a little bit, but I don't care. Lycan looks at the devil and he says, "There's a little green fire that lights up in his eye with just burning rage," and he says, "All of nature will bring down its wrath upon you for what you have done to it." And I cast Wrath of Nature.
Oh.
Nice.
And I center it on, let's see here. I center it right there.
All right.
And I'll do the attack card for it.
Wrath of Nature.
Holy crap, that's a lot of damage.
Difficult terrain.
Oh no. Well, that didn't work.
Which
At the start
let's
of
see.
each of your turns, each of your enemies within 10 feet of any tree.
whoa.
So there are no trees, there are no roots.
There are plenty of
vines,
rocks.
But there's
Yeah.
rocks. Yep.
Yeah, as a bonus action on your turn, you can cause a loose rock in the cube. Oh, nice. It's like you're going all Jedi Force on.
Yep.
You launch at the creature you can see in the cube. Make a ranged spell attack.
That's a
against
catapult.
the target.
Yeah.
On a hit, the target takes 3d8 non-magical bludgeoning damage.
It's also difficult terrain for them too, right? Regardless of the trees.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man,
It's
cool.
It looks like it. So let me.
That'll be my ranged spell
Terrain for
attack.
us.
Give me just a second. I'm going to. It's a 60-foot cube.
Yes.
All right.
60-foot cube.
Okay. Please show me where you're centering it again.
Right there.
All right. This might not be exact, but it essentially fills.
That's a cool ass spell.
This area.
Right? It was in the new stuff, Xanathar's.
Xanathar
All
is
right.
my favorite part of that book was the new spells.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As the spell takes place, this aura of green energy just kind of descends and kind of hovers above the ground. You see several bits of rock that's served as debris for hundreds of years start to begin to kind of float, and you feel them come under your control.
Jeff.
And then, so yeah, I change into, or I roll that spell attack for 24
Okay,
on
yeah.
the Legion Commander.
Let me see something. Damage resistances.
I cast Stone-Eyed Person on Beetle and command her to attack the enemy
All
I
right,
want her
yeah,
to.
that does that does hit as a piece of stone flies across the intervening space from off on the left and smashes into him. Go ahead and roll damage, and someone, can you help Emeraldi get into Discord and on Zoom?
We're working on it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so 3d8 plus, is my spell attack bonus on that, or is it just
No.
3d8?
No, it's
3d8?
just 3d8. All right, yeah. As it smashes into the side of his head, you kind of grin, but then you notice he just kind of grimaces a little bit, as it doesn't seem to be, didn't seem to hurt him as much as it normally would.
Yeah, he needs to make a save or fall prone. Strength save. For the rock hitting him.
Yeah, he rolls a 22. He's fine.
Nice. So I assume that's my action and bonus action, because it says for bonus actions, rocks, as a bonus
yep.
action, the rocks move.
Yep. Is that a concentration-based spell?
Yes.
Huh. Wow, that is so cool. I like
Yep.
that spell. That's
I
cool.
do too. And I'm going to move all the way to the back.
All right.
And that is my
Excuse
turn.
me.
Turns out rocks are a pretty plentiful thing on most battlefields.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beetle, you're up.
All right, Beetle starts charging forward as she's loading her crossbow, and she's going to take a shot at the commander.
Okay.
I ignore cover because sharpshooter.
Mhm.
The Legion Commander.
I'm not making this a sharpshooter shot though. I don't want it the penalty, so I'm just going to do a regular shot. And I crit.
Nice. Yeah.
Nice.
So I get double sneak.
You take aim as you run forward. You take kind of this running shot, and time seems to slow down just that moment as the commander looks up with this kind of surprised expression, and then it just impales itself, the bolt does, in its chest and buries itself deep as he and he drops back, showing the first real signs of pain as he does so.
All right, Beetle dashes and is just going to duck behind this column. That's her turn. Oh, and Cog. Oh no, it's not Cog's turn yet. Oh, but Bert is on my back, so he comes with me.
All right. I'm going to hit the pause button here just for a moment while I get Emeraldi up in my sights, so to speak.
And then Bert is going to go and crawl up this thingy.
Okay.
And quick little thing. I think Velos would probably go before Emeraldi because he has a higher dex mod.
All right. Wow, it threw everybody's camera off. All right. This might take a little bit. Sorry, guys. Bear with me as I refocus.
There
my
aren't any
cameras.
bears here. Except for Tank.
In Emeraldi, while we're waiting, you are actually next. So
Actually, I think Velos should be next because he has a higher dex mod.
he does. You rolled the same?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So be planning your turn while I frantically try and fix this
Ty goes.
I already knew what I'm doing.
for our
As they say in
hundreds and
baseball.
hundreds of viewers.
You mean thousands and thousands, of course.
Of fans all across this. Anyway,
Let it.
win a little Dwayne Johnson there. All across this fruited plain. Anyway, if you're a wrestling fan, you'd understand.
If you can smell what the Velos is cooking.
Hey, we played No Mercy on Friday at work for our stream. It was awesome. Like the old N64 game.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
That
need
was
to
a
let
good
me
time.
know what you're
I
doing on
have
this.
never heard of that game. What is it?
It's the WWF, like, sort of.
Oh,
it's
okay.
one of their hallmark games from the N64 era.
Oh, okay. All right. I got Bellis recentered.
Like him with the crazy amounts of damage somewhere.
That didn't happen on the last time.
Yeah,
I had to
that
get it
was
set up because
crazy.
it failed when I tried to roll it last time.
I can't find a way to get my spell to roll its damage with the spell effect card at the same time. Is there not a way to do that?
I don't think so with these.
I like the old sheet better.
Yeah, I really like the SRD of the new sheet for Roll20, but
It is nice. I like it too.
but the
Are you
Yeah, how
talking
do you do
about
that?
Noah?
How do you do that?
There is a drop down under the attack card, attack part of it, right at the bottom. Include spell description on attack.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you can do that.
That must be
I've
new.
checked that and nothing ever happens though.
all right.
I just tried it.
I officially have half of you centered.
Oh, I see. I was clicking the wrong thing. I knew that that had to be on there somewhere. Thank you for showing me. Okay,
So-
I still like the old sheet better though.
Hey, is anybody in chat? I'm sorry, Twitch chat. I was just curious.
I've not looked.
A friend of mine mentioned my channel and his channel, which was kind of him. And I was just wondering if we had any visitors from there. Not a big deal. I honestly have not looked. Had my hands full. So Emeraldi, basically, we have started off raiding combat. Since you have already reviewed our last session, you would recall that basically Banner saw a little kid. Oh, by the way, and they were talking about eating elven girls earlier too. Some of the demons. I forgot about that.
I don't
So-
think I passed that on.
No, none of us know about that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
'Cause
I wanted people clear-headed. They're already angry enough.
they're
tell 'em.
already.
Like him rages and raises attacks.
You know what? I see like the top of your head, and that is it.
So I'm leaving you to type something.
Like I see your eyes, and then a mop of hair.
It's Velas's turn though, right?
It is. I am just still centering cameras. I thought I had it set up to where it wouldn't split into 3 a column. It would do 2 a column, and it didn't. So it like set everybody's cameras off. So that's the only bad thing about Zoom, that I wish that you could like assign each person a space or something. I don't know. It would make my life easier. And there'll be a whole lot less waiting on your guys' part. But I am close enough to done. Velas, if you want to start telling me what...
Hey, Andrew, one
Velas
other.
is going
Oh,
to do.
sorry. I didn't know you were going to start.
I look at Emeraldi and I slap him as hard as I can on his back and say, "Go get him!" and cast haste on him.
Cannot
Alright.
escape this spell in any game I play.
You are hasted.
And then I glance over at Dawn and I go, "There ain't no sunshine without dawn. There ain't no sunshine without the dawn." And I give her inspiration.
All right. And hearing a beautiful rendition of apparently a new song that he made up on the spot, you are so inspired, Dawn.
Alrighty. I don't suppose I can opt out of that inspiration. No, I'm kidding.
All right. Is that your turn? Velas?
Yeah, yes.
All right. Which brings us, Emeraldi, to you. Being faced with several demons on the far end of the throne room. What are you going to do? Devils, excuse me, devils.
Emeraldi's going to charge up as far as he can go with his movement, which is now 70. So let's see, 25.
And all the rubble that you see on the ground is difficult terrain, which means it's 10 feet per square of difficult terrain instead of 5.
Yeah, you might not be able to get quite that far on.
Okay. Emeraldi's going to come here. And
I think that's right.
let's see, and that's not using my let's see. So the first thing that he's going to do is he is going to cast a newer one of his spells here.
Ooh, nice.
Did it
Behold,
click?
his newest creation. Frankenstein's monster.
Blindness or deafness. Okay, so are you going to blind them or deafen them?
I will blind one of the Hellhounds and the Legion Commander because I'm using one of my level 3 slots.
Alright, see. You can blind or deafen a foe. Choose one creature that you can see within range to make a con saving throw. If it fails, the target is either blind or deafened for the duration. Wow, he doesn't... Oh, at the end of each of its turns, target can make a con saving throw. On a success, spell ends. Alright. Alright, so you said the one Hellhound here?
He's casting
Right,
at level 3, so that guy.
No, the one right behind the Legion Commander. So the one behind the Legion
Okay.
Commander.
And then the commander. Alright. Yeah. The Hellhound fails. And he is blinded. And wow, Legion Commander fails as well. Both are blinded as you hear the Hellhound kind of growl and crouch and kind of look around, but he doesn't seem to be seeing anything at this point, as he's just kind of has this blank expression in its eyes.
Emeraldy, as a bonus action, casts another spell at 3rd level,
Okay.
and he's going to put a large maul right behind the Legion Commander and the blind Hellhound.
Nice. Let me see if I have one ready. I do. How big is it? All right. Here.
Yeah, it's whatever weapon, depending on what Baranar would feel is appropriate for her.
All right. I'll call
Of course,
that
I'm always
spiritual
particular to a maul, but it can be nice.
Beating you with a big shaft of wheat.
I used a
All right.
spoon in the game.
See, it can move
Giant
20
rolling.
feet. Does it have a health? Health and AC? It doesn't look like it. It's just a spiritual maul.
Yeah, it's not a creature. It's just a spiritual weapon. It's like a
Alright.
force weapon.
There it is, right between the commander and the Hellhound. As it
Nice.
kind of like this poof of radiant light it explodes in the area, and in its place this radiant almost transparent weapon can be seen kind of hovering in the air. And is that your turn?
That's a bonus
Um,
action. Did you dash?
Yeah. Oh no, he did not.
Then
I
you still
didn't.
have action and hasted action.
He already. I just.
My first action was the blindness.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Bonus
Normally, you
action,
can't
spiritual
cast
weapon.
more than one
So you-
spell of 1st level or higher on a turn.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Unfortunately, I have to take this spiritual maul away then.
Next turn.
Well, it is a 1st level spell, so I don't have to empower it to 3rd level.
No,
Yeah.
you can't cast
You-
more. You already cast blindness deafness.
You can't cast more than one spell in a turn unless one of them is a cantrip. Andrew, I apologize. I forgot about that in my excitement.
But if you hit something next turn, you can still cast it after you hit something.
That is true, as a bonus action. So you
No,
still
you
have...
can just cast it as a bonus action. You don't have to hit anything.
Right, but I'm just saying he doesn't. He can
No,
still.
if he
do his
physically hits something with his weapon, with his maul that he's carrying, then as a bonus action he can cast that spell.
Or hasted
Oh, my bad. I
action.
didn't realize it was part of the
Yeah.
the weapon.
So Andrew, you have your hasted action left, and you have your bonus action left.
Okay.
And Dawn, you're on deck, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so my spiritual weapon, I was not able to cast that.
No. You didn't. You can take back the spell slot though, because you would,
Okay,
that
because
wouldn't
I just thought like because I have 2 actions, I could cast 2 spells because I have 2
Mm-mm.
actions.
Nope.
Not with haste.
Nope.
Unfor-
It's unfortunately the D&D rule is pretty concrete in that you can only cast 1 spell per turn unless a second you can cast a cantrip.
You also can't use your hasted action to cast a spell. There's very limited uses for it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd be using my quicken spell to be throwing double lightning bolts every turn.
Okay.
So anyway, Andrew, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what I could do. I guess I will fire my crossbow for my hasted attack, 'cause that's pretty much all I could do.
All right. So you have your crossbow currently equipped.
No,
All right. So
never mind. My turn's over with. Just go on to the next person.
okay. Don, you're up. What do you wish to do?
All right, I'm going to move up here to my full 35 movement speed around to the side of this creepy-looking thing that Banner discharged over, which I'm not going to emulate.
Yeah,
despite my-
you actually saw smoke kind of furl up from his boots as he did so.
Dawn is enraged, but it has not lowered her intelligence any further, thankfully. So, as she runs up, she's looking at this group of enemies up here, ostensibly responsible for all the things that she's been seeing here, and even if they aren't, she's going to assume that they are, to fuel her rage. And as she runs up, there's a bit of crackling of a new pinkish purple energy along the runes of her arm that none of you all have seen before. And she takes up her right hand and she slides it along, and as her fingers slide along it, it seems to pick up and gather the energy crackling until it's crackling between her fingertips, and then she lances out this bolt that's going to hit right here and explode outward. And not a very impressive display, just a little bit of static as I cast Synaptic Static to hit all of the...
Another new spell. Okay. Let's see
Lots
how
of new
this works.
spells happening here.
I know. I'm on a learning curve.
Also, if any of their intelligences are less than 2, it doesn't affect them at all.
Okay. Intelligence save from...
Everybody. That's an enemy. It's a 20-foot, it's like Fireball, 20-foot radius. I can get everyone in it.
All right.
Max, you're killing me.
All right. So, let me look at... Yeah, they're smart. Smart doggies. All right. The unblinded one rolls a 17, so he makes it. Blinded one rolls a 2, so he fails. He's having a bad day.
It's good damage on 86.
That guy...
Just a bit above average. I guess it's not too great. But hey, it's psychic
7
damage.
fails.
Probably aren't resistant to it.
And 3. So all of them, but the Hellhound in the lower left corner fails their saves, taking
Okay,
33 points of damage.
Psychic damage.
And
and
the 2 smoke methods actually just kind of combust and dissipate into a cloud of smoke and ash. However, the Hellhound that did not resist kind of whines as it cowers back against the dais there.
okay, well, you put a marker on... Oh, you did put a marker on them. Okay. So
Well,
for
that guy is... let's see.
for the next minute, they just subtract a d6 from their ability
D6,
checks
holy crap.
and attack rolls. And concentration checks, though I don't
yeah.
think they'll be
All
testing.
right, so a second marker on that thing. Is that your turn?
Yeah, what about the Legion Commander?
Legion Commander is further than 20 feet.
Nope. It's 20 feet.
Oh, okay. My bad. Intelligence. And he fails.
Not many things are proficient in int saves.
Yeah, and as the spell hits him, he grabs his head and screams, kind of this high-pitched scream as he actually falls dead.
He's right. This was fun.
Don's like a little taken aback at how effective that was.
All right. Is
It's
that your turn?
Hey,
Yeah, I'm done.
you know,
All right.
the cool thing about that spell, Noah, was that he didn't even see it coming.
That is true. What's Cog
Good job
going to do?
concentrating fire, guys.
Death by psychic damage. That sucks.
What's Cog going to do?
Cog is going to avoid the grate, fly past Dawn, and be like, high five, and then come back here. And that's his turn.
All right. This hellhound is going to charge forward. And as it does so, it's going to howl. And as it howls, this gout of flame kind of expels out of its mouth. I want Emeraldi, Tank, and Banner all to make dexterity saving throws.
Okay. Tank and me have a benefit +3 too with my aura protection. Plus I have haste
Yep.
bonus to my dexterity, but I can't remember what the bonus
So
is.
okay, so that's a
Isn't it 10
13.
feet though? Is that your aura?
Yeah, 10 feet.
I'm within 10 feet.
You don't have to. Oh, yeah, you do have to make
Yeah.
I do.
All right, dex saving throws.
Okay.
It's 13 for Tank.
Yeah. All right. That is.
I can't remember what the bonus is for haste.
It's a +2 to your dex. It's advantage on your dexterity saves. So
Advantage.
here's just a 15.
All right. So, everyone takes 8 fire damage as most of you are able to kind of duck and dive and weave as this gout of flame comes washing over you.
So Tank takes the full.
No, he
No.
makes it.
Oh, he makes it. Okay, so he takes 8. Poor Tank.
Ooh,
And
poor Tank.
I actually have to look at something.
Takes hit points suck for a couple more levels.
Hmm. Yeah, he does. I'm surprised how.
I doubt I'll keep that 3-to-1 kill per cast ratio on Synaptic Static up for very long.
You got 3 kills though on that one, so it counts for 3 more casts of the spell.
Yeah, no, not a
Statistically.
3-to-1 ratio. I don't think that one. That's a bit ambitious.
This hellhound is going to kind of stumble. At first it kind of goes over here, then it kind of goes over here. That's 5, 10, 15. Then it kind of goes here. It's going to bite kind of randomly. Let's see what direction. It's going to bite to the north, and it kind of chows into the corpse of the Legion commander as he's falling, and you hear kind of this death rattle in its throat that is stronger still as the hellhound tears out its throat. The smoke devils are dead, which brings us back to Tank.
All right. Tank is going to.
Oh, hold on. The hellhounds get to make the saving throw.
Oh, for blindness.
Yeah. Well, for the. Does the synaptic have a saving throw at the end or something?
Yep, it's an int save at the end of each of their turns.
All right. And blindness deafness is con save.
I hope no one ever casts this on me because my int modifier is negative.
All right, he is no longer blind. So, about the same time as he does that to his commander, blindness falls off, and he looks at the fact that he just tore the throat out of his owner and has no idea whether or not he killed him, which is cruel in its own right. But he is still semantically challenged.
All right.
All right.
Tank is going to come around here and take a big swipe at this dude. Now, question.
Mm-hmm.
Since the people on our ship have enchanted all of our weapons with just a base enchantment.
Yes. I already know what you're
counts.
going to ask. It's fine.
Okay. So his
I'll give it
weapons
to
are
you.
now magical. With 24 to hit.
Yeah. That definitely hits. Which one are you attacking?
The one that's flanked.
Yeah.
7 slashing.
As Tank kind of surges forward and claws this hellhound, kind of shredding its flank as it yelps in pain. Actually, it sounds like this because his mouth is full of throat at the moment.
That is his turn.
All right, Commander is dead. Banner, you're up.
Seeing, not uncertain about this thing breathing fire on him, Banner's actually going to disengage. Not literally. He's going to step back to here.
You also notice, Banner, at this time that the gout of fire that washed over you also kind of incinerated the child a little bit. He doesn't seem hurt, but the rope bindings that are on his wrists are now gone.
Okay.
They're ash.
Well, all the more reason that I am grabbing the child at this moment. And you guys, Banner slaps his hand on the child's shoulder, you see this flicker of electricity rise up over his shoulders that you've never seen before. And he suddenly disappears and appears again right in front of Velis with the child.
Thunderstep. Safe to say.
Yes, 3d10 against what? Con save or
Constitution save.
All right, 2 con saves coming up.
It's only the one. It's only the first one that I was
Only the
10
first
feet
one.
from.
All right, I will re-roll that because I can't just pick and choose. Natural 20. But he still takes half damage, right?
Yep, 9.
All right, and that does not matter then as... oh, no, it does matter. As this explosion just kind of reverberates off the hall, you see a bunch of debris flying every which way. Some of the columns nearby kind of crack a little bit from the concussion of it. The hellhound again yelping and not looking good as it's somehow still hanging on. Is that your turn?
Yes.
All right, Lycum, you're up.
I think about all I can do. I'm going to move forward first up to right behind Dawn, and then I'm going to use my bonus action to do the rocks again.
Okay.
I'll roll that. So 25.
Yeah, that hits.
The 2 elves with the 2 5th level spells. Wrecking some shit.
So 13 non-magical bludgeoning damage. To
where's the slashing damage? Oh, it's from the other
Yeah.
ones. Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
I have
Alright.
it doing all of it at once, so we don't have to try to do multiple.
Yeah, and which one are you attacking?
The one closest to me, so the one by Emeraldy.
All right, yeah. Another rock rises from the debris and boom hits him, doing 13 points of damage as it kind of it kind of flinches and growls at you. That one's still looking quite healthy, and it does seem to do the full 13 damage.
Cool.
Is that your turn?
I can't reach it with any other spells or anything, so that's as much as I can do.
All right, Beetle, you're up.
All right. Beetle steps out from behind cover and takes a shot at that hellhound.
Okay.
21 to
Oh
hit.
yeah, from the shadows of the pillar, you kind of take aim, and you know in your gut before you even pull the trigger on your crossbow that it's going to be a solid hit, and it is, as it slams into its neck and it collapses on the ground dead.
Sweet. And I think that is all I'm going to do.
All right, which brings us.
Oh wait, one thing.
Yes.
Did I see when I was peeking out from behind this pillar? Did I see that the kid did not seem to take any of that fire damage? Did it look like he should have and he didn't?
How far away was that?
Kill the
My
kid.
passive perception is 15.
Kill the kid, Julia.
I think he just said he wasn't hurt very much.
You can't. You were here. I don't think you would really have a really good line of sight.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I wouldn't have. Never
So
mind.
I mean, you saw the fire wash your way, and you saw it definitely hit Banner.
Okay.
But you don't. Yeah, you
I don't
missed
know if it
that
hit the
other
kid or
little
not.
detail.
All right. I step back behind the column, and as a bonus action, I take the hide action.
Okay, Bellis, you're up, and Emeraldi, you're on deck.
The kid is with me now.
Can't hear you.
Jay, you're muted.
I am not going to take an action. I think we've got this. There's only one hellhound left, so I'm going to...
Can you look the kid over and see if he's healthy?
Sure. I'll walk over and check out the kid, make sure he's not about to die.
All right. Oh, by the way, I'll go ahead and move him before I forget. Where are you, Banner? There you are.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, he's right here.
So I guess that'll be my action. I'll go and do a medicine check on him or something.
All right. Yeah. Give me a medicine check.
All righty. We can do that. Medicine, probably not one of my better ones. Not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah, just a quick cursory glance, kind of feeling him over, making sure there was no lacerations, looking to see there are no burns or anything. You do notice that he's not bound anymore, but he doesn't seem hurt at all. Seems definitely scared as he's kind of looking wildly to you and to Banner. But that's about it. All right, and that's your turn?
Yes.
All right, Emeraldi, you're up, and Dawn, you're on deck.
Okay, Emeraldi's going to wallop this guy.
Wallop away, my friend. Oh, yeah,
That
you
hit?
do wallop him. As you smash him with your maul, just kind of overhand
I'm going to
it.
add
Bam!
Divine Smite to that.
All right. And that's
So
an
that'll
extra, what, 1D?
3D.
Extra 2D8? Oh, no, wait. What is it extra for?
If it's undead or fiend.
It is a fiend.
So I should be 3D8.
Yep. All right, give me 3d8. Nice. Yeah, as your maul hammers down on its head, the maul actually bursts forward in radiant light as you slam it down, and your strike seems to do extra damage as it connects. Is that? Oh yeah, you got a second attack.
Yeah, I'm just waiting.
Yeah. go
Second
ahead.
attack.
Yeah, that hits. And
Okay.
with that hit, you kill it, and it falls dead.
Emeraldi calls out, "For Bernard!"
All right.
I
Now,
missed that. What was the result of the medicine check?
The kid was healthy.
So it's
not
healthy.
hurt. Scared.
Can someone out of character tell me a little bit about this child? Because I think I might have missed some details.
There's nothing. He was just chained up there.
With the,
Oh, okay.
with the remainder of Lycum's spell, he's going to chuck rocks at the throne. Just one rock after the other is just going straight into that throne.
yeah, and as it does, you see bits of it kind of chink off. The throne's pretty sturdy, but it is also very old.
Yeah.
I
And,
Are we not out of initiative?
as that's going on,
Yes,
I-
and as the sounds of battle die down, the child stands up and looks at Banner and looks at you, Velis,
Yeah.
and then you see something kind of odd.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
He says, he claps slowly. Ah, the protectors, a deep voice says from the tiny body. You are just exactly what I expected. I must say I have not been disappointed.
Kill her, don't kill her, don't kill
So, before your mindless need for death and carnage asserts itself, let me offer you a simple deal. The child begins walking towards the throne.
I grab him by the arm.
As you do so, he just simply pulls it off, looks at you, and says, do you wish to heal the deal, or do you wish to cause problems?
Make sure. I want the child to be safe.
There is no child, fool. So gullible, so predictable. And then he resumes his walk towards the throne.
Who are you?
My name? My name is Grinthark, Lord of Hellgate Keep. Velis, you would recognize the name. Most definitely. As that name was mentioned in the histories that you had read. Oh, whoops.
It's not the ancient king, is it?
It's you'll have to read that handout. I
No
don't
worries.
want to interrupt.
Uh-huh.
He looks at you all and he says, I will be honest. He smiles, and the smile looks pretty unnatural on this child's face, as if the face has somehow become more elastic, the smile much larger than it should be. And he says, I am supposed to stop you.
Shit. Oh, shit.
But I have been here a great long time. And my interests have gone untended. And so I say this, I will let you reach the ritual site unmolested. And he pulls out from his pocket what looks to be a small rune stone.
Can Emerald do a divine sense?
Sure. Emeraldi, there's no question in your mind. This little boy is much more than he seems, given the fact that he's of an age of 7 and speaking like a deep-voiced man or monster or something. But there's more than that. You sense this this sense of evil. I gotta look up something real quick.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Divine Sense, the paladin ability. It'll tell me whether it's fiend or undead.
Yep. You actually smell, even though you know it's insubstantial from your paladin training. You smell this noxious odor, kind of wafting strongly from this little boy. So strongly that you cannot believe no one else can smell it, even though you just know that that's how your abilities work. No one else can smell this, but you can definitely smell this, the sulfuric smell of a fiend.
There can be no words you could possibly say, fiend. We should cast you back into the bowels of hell. I will not hear your words. I shall smite thee with my hammer and bless the praises of Baranar to send you to hell.
Oh, shit.
It's the least we could do after you burned this forest to the ground and everyone in it.
Very well.
I look at Lycum for
that
affirmation.
you would see reason.
He's quiet.
And this is when, at this point, the little boy reaches up and pulls off
A mask.
a mask.
A face.
You see he's pulling off a mask, and as he does so, the mask, his face becomes mahogany, and then the mask itself pulls free. As he does so, his form wavers and grows and grows and grows and grows until you are confronted with a red-skinned, great horned monstrosity standing in front of you. Yeah.
So
Everyone,
Did this take longer than a minute?
I don't think so somehow.
Okay.
roll initiative.
Needles.
All right, what's
Right.
Cog going to do as
Cog.
this huge form fills the in front the space in front of the throne and roars thunderously?
Brave Sir Cog does a flyby help action and goes right back to where he is. But he's distracted this dude so that when Beetle takes a shot at him, she gets advantage.
All right, and Tank
And-
is going to.
Tank is going to Brave Sir Tank is going to go and take the hide action behind this column.
Probably not a bad idea.
Yeah.
All right. Which brings us, Velis, to you as you see kind of flames wafting off of this massive figure at the far end of the room. He pulls this great sword out of seemingly nowhere that bursts into flames, and you can feel the heat wafting off of it. What are you going to do?
I am going to cast haste on Emeraldi again.
All right, Emeraldi,
And,
you hear or feel the familiar feeling of haste.
And I'm going to look at Banner and I'm going to go, all my hexes land on devils. All my hexes land on devils. And give him inspiration.
All right, you are so inspired, Banner.
all right.
And that's going to be my turn.
All right. Grinthark, Lord of Hellgate Keeps, again roars. He looks at you, Emerald. He goes, "Come, little dwarf. I have not eaten in so long." He storms forward with his great sword, slams down 3 times as he just kind of rolling a 26, a 23,
Everything hits.
and a 28.
Everything hits.
Ouch.
On the
I'm gonna bend luck on the 23 to try and reduce it
All right.
By 2 to 21 damage.
21. I'm assuming that still hits.
Plus 2
He's
from
hasted
haste.
though. He's hasted
Yeah,
though.
plus 2 from haste to
Yeah.
your AC.
What's your AC plus 2?
22.
Oh, it misses.
Oh, yeah. It
No, no,
misses.
wait,
so
my
only
AC
2 hit.
Wait.
Now,
My-
then
Just a minute.
Hold on, guys. Let Andrew talk.
My AC is 18. I've already bumped it up to 20.
Oh.
Oh, you don't have a shield?
Okay.
My two-handed weapon.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, so all 3 of them hit.
I tried.
Doing, 28, 30, 9 points of slashing damage and 9 points of fire damage as he hammers down on you with a roar.
Well, this is gonna be
All right,
an interesting.
Dawn, what do you wish to do?
Enraged at yet another fiend in front of me, one that I am personally holding responsible for the destruction of this forest. He didn't deny it, so I assume it's his fault. I am going to use quickened casting and begin to swell up in size until she turns into a Tyrannosaurus Rex again. And,
All right.
the Tyrannosaurus Dawn is going to take a few steps forward. I have the token right here, so I think.
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
Oh, I can't control it though.
All right, you should be able to. Let me fix that for you.
Okay.
Edit. Yeah, you should be able to.
I can't. Here, delete it, and you pull it out. Maybe you have to pull it out for me to be
All
able
right,
to
I'll
pull it.
try that. Oh, come on now. Roll 20. Don't fail me now.
I still cannot do this.
All right. Well, it
Just move me up
says-
here. That's all I want to do is move up here to flank him with Emeraldy.
All right. Yeah.
It has 50 movement, so
You kind of stomp forward. The whole place starts kind of shaking under the weight of your footsteps.
all right. And because I use quick and casting, that was just my bonus action. So as my action, I can still make an attack against him with my bite.
Yes, you can.
So I'm going to chomp at him with giant T-Rex maw. 18.
That barely hits as you manage to clamp onto him with your jaws. And he has to make a strength save, right?
I think so.
Let me double check that.
33 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, as you kind of thrash a little bit. Let's see.
I get to be a Tyrannosaurus.
DC 17. Oh, let's see. Oh, he's not a medium or smaller creature. So he's not grappled. Alright. Is that your turn?
Yes, that is my turn.
Alright.
I will bellow ferociously.
Alright. And as you do so, a magic surge happens as your magic kind of goes wild.
Oh, I forgot to even roll, but
And at the same time, Grinthark takes a legendary action and smashes you with his tail. He rolls a 26, doing 8 piercing damage. It just kind of stabs into the body of the T-Rex.
okay, just give me 1 second. I have to keep track of hit points by hand because I can't control the token.
A 79 for your magic surge?
Yeah, little flower petals and butterflies will float around me for the next 10 minutes.
And as Grinthark's tail just kind of spears you in the chest, all of a sudden from the wound comes a poof of flowers, flowery petals that just starts kind of raining over you from seemingly nowhere.
T-Rex
Oh,
Dawn has an
pretty
int of
T-Rex.
like 3, so she's very confused. It might be even lower than that.
All right, is that your turn?
Wait, I have to make my Constitution save for concentration.
Ah, yes, you do.
Under Lycan's breath, he says,
Yes,
and
my interest
Dawn
too.
is more druidy than I am.
Hey, I can channel natural magics too sometimes.
I'm talking about the petals falling out
All
of
right,
you.
yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Okay, Emeraldi, you're up as you just finished taking some crushing blows from Grinthark. What do you wish to do?
I'm gonna try to layer this here. Emeraldy's gonna start with his first hasted ability, and he's going to attack with his maul.
Oh yeah, that definitely hits. As with the roar, you come back at him and smash him in the side.
Okay, and then hit with Divine Smite.
All right.
Or that'll be another 3d8.
All right. Yeah. As you smash him, your weapon kind of flares in radiant light.
As a bonus action from this action, I still get one, right? This.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna cast. Finally, cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay.
At 3rd level.
All right. Where you want it?
And I'm gonna put it behind him.
Okay.
And then Emeraldy gathers his spiritual energy and he calls out to Bernard, hear your servant! Your holy fires burn this fiend to hell!
All right. Ooh.
Turn the unholy.
Wow. Okay, that's an action. You present your holy symbol and speak a prayer censuring fiends and undead using your channel divinity. Nice. Each fiend or undead, they can use. Okay, wisdom save.
Maybe a DC 15 if you're.
Oh, that's charisma.
All right.
Yeah. He makes it.
Yeah,
Oh, that was a wisdom
he
save.
rolls a 20, unfortunately.
Oh, it is a
It's a
wisdom.
wisdom
It's a
saving
wisdom
You rolled a
save.
charisma save.
Yeah, it's a wisdom save. If the creature fails its saving throw, it is turned for 1 minute or until it takes damage.
You clicked charisma.
Yeah, you click charisma.
Oh,
you gotta roll
whoops.
wisdom.
My bad.
He fails.
And he's going to use a legendary resistance.
Oh.
That's still a
as
success.
The kind of this radiant aura settles about him, and he spreads his arms wide, and the infernal fire within him kind of flares to life. At the same time, Emeraldy, let me look at something because I forgot something important.
I love the T-Rex face in the icon. It's just like, roar.
Okay, no, I did not.
It kind of looks like it's smiling.
All right, yeah. So he resists by some legendary ability your attempt to turn him. Is that your turn? You still have one action left, I believe.
No, that is an action. That's my real action.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
But then
But
you're
I could
hasted.
use the bonus action
No, your spiritual weapon was your bonus action.
Yep.
from the hasted action.
You don't get
Spiritual weapon cast it costs a bonus action to cast it.
All right.
You
Or
use
to
the
use it.
Yeah, you only get one hasted action from the haste spell. You don't get a second bonus action from it.
Bonus action. Okay, never mind then.
All right.
Then I guess that means I'm done.
All right. Bert is up. What is Bert going to do?
All right, Bert is going to hop down, and his little legs are going to turn as he runs over to Emeraldy, and you hear this sound, kind of like something charging up, like brrrr, and then he puts two of his little hands on Emeraldy's leg and goes, and he casts Cure Wounds at level 2 because he's charged with that today.
All right.
Yeah. And I'm
It's a
going to have to
magical
roll.
droid.
I'm going to have to roll to make sure he doesn't have a malfunction too. But here is the Cure Wounds.
A good girl.
So 11 HP to Emeraldy,
All right.
and nope, no malfunction happens. And
Okay.
then that's his turn, and then Beetle is going to pop out and take a advantage pot shot at the dude. And let's make this a sharpshooter.
Okay.
Get him.
And I miss.
Yeah, it unfortunately goes wide, kind of sailing between Grinthark and this massive Tyrannosaurus Rex.
And noticing that
Here's
Emeraldy's
one of the flower petals.
a target I'm going to spend my bonus action to cast Shield of Faith on him.
All right.
Nice.
And what does that do again?
He gets a +2 to his AC until I lose concentration or for a minute.
All
and
right.
I
10
pop back
minutes.
behind 10
All
minutes,
right.
yeah.
So your
Then I pop
AC
back
is now 22. Emeraldy.
So that attack retroactively misses. No.
Is that your turn, Beetle?
That's my turn.
All right, Banner, you're up.
Banner
Seeing him
steps-
take a piece out of Emeraldy and all that, what are you going to do?
Banner, not furious this time around, steps up here and he's like, well, it looks like you're surrounded. And he's going to put out a hand, and it fills with the red energy that surrounds it. And he tries to cast Curse of Reciprocal Pain on this fiend.
All right, con saving throw. What's your
He makes
DC?
it. Mine's 14.
Okay. Yeah, as the curse begins to take hold of him, he just kind of makes this abjuring gesture towards you, and you feel the curse just kind of almost like glass break brittly. There's this kind of black kind of spray happens in the middle of there, and he goes, right.
Right indeed. Whoosh, and I swing at him with my glaive.
You have advantage.
Yep. Oh, I do now. Well, that probably hits, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, that does hit.
See if you crit.
Okay.
Why aren't you automatically rolling advantage?
I stopped doing that.
I would prefer you to do it, please.
Okay, then I'll change it. I just need to figure out how
It's
to do
just
it.
easier that way.
Yeah, it is easier. Saves time.
All right.
All right, yeah, it hits for 11 slashing, 5 necrotic damage as your blade burrows into him.
And then I will.
Actually, let me double check something.
Healed him for 5.
I hope he doesn't actually have really big AoE attacks.
The
around.
necrotic damage definitely took. Okay.
Okay, as I hit him, I say to him, "How's it going to feel to be killed by a fool?" And I use distracting strike on him to give the next person advantage, and he takes another 7 slashing damage.
All right. As you say that, you follow it up with a solid hit to his side with the butt of your glaive.
And then I'll make my second attack.
All right. Yeah, that definitely hits as you again slam your glaive into him for 11 points.
And I'm
of
gonna
damage.
re-roll the 1 on the d6. Well, I guess I won't. That's necrotic though. That's not.
Yeah, that's.
It is weapon damage though. I'll let you decide how to decide that.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
Shadow Graces.
It's still a 1 or less.
Fair enough. Is that your turn?
Yes.
All right, Lycum, you're up.
All right. For sure, I'm going to be casting Cure Wounds on, or not Cure Wounds, Healing Word on Emeraldy at 4th level.
All right. Yeah, Emeraldy, another surge of healing. This time, instead of it being arcane in nature, you feel kind of this aura of life kind of inundate your body as you gain.
It added 4 every
4?
time, and it shouldn't have.
Did it? I don't know why.
It was D4 plus Wisdom on your bottom 2. So subtract 8 from the total, so 7 plus 6 should be the total. If I'm reading this right.
So just 13.
7.
Yeah, somehow add ability mod to damage or healing is checked.
Yeah, 13 healing.
I thought that looked a little high for healing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, you got 13 more hit points back,
It's like, that was better than Cure Wounds.
Emeraldy.
And then, do I see any? Are there any insects on the ground anywhere?
Wow.
Also, before you have to care.
What a question.
Can
I know the
Can
things we have to answer.
right? Even though I casted a spell, do I need if I use a charge out of the staff, does that count as casting a second spell or not?
Well,
Because healing word is a bonus action.
yeah, I'm gonna say yeah.
So I can't use the spell, or I can't use the staff.
No,
Anything.
not as because it's still. I mean, I know it's stored, but it's still essentially a spell.
Okay, that's fair.
And I'll try to get more clarification on that because I really don't know the answer to that. So I'm just gonna for now rule it as a spell, and I'll try and get clarification on it for you later.
Cool. I don't have much else that I can do that I want to do this turn. Yeah, that'll be my turn.
All right, Cog's up. What is Cog going to do?
Cog is going to do more of the same. He's gonna bloop, fly by, and give Beetle advantage on her next attack.
All right, as it does so, Grintark is going to use his legendary action.
You see, can he only do that at the end of somebody's turn, not during it?
It's between turns.
It.
You're right. He would have to do it as a reaction. But if he's going to do a flyby within melee range, he can take his reaction to do that.
The flyby ability is basically disengage. It does not provoke attacks of opportunity. That's an ability owls have. He's been using that all along.
Yeah, it just sounds broken. Okay.
Welcome to owls.
All right. What's Tank going to do?
Tank is going to take the dodge action.
All right. Velas, you're up.
Velas is just going to add on to make an Emeraldi feel better, and he's going to do a healing word at 4th level as well. Ooh, that was a terrible roll. And then he's going to step. Let's see. It's a double cost, so he's going to step to there and do that.
All right. Yeah, unfortunately, that does not hit him.
And then step back 1.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Yep, that's all I can do.
All right. Surrounded, Grinthart kind of smiles. And
Is his initiative supposed to be going up? Because these initiatives have changed since last time. Oh, it's just his number that's going up. His face isn't moving. It's 28 now for some reason on my screen. I don't know if it's the same on your old screen.
Yeah, let me
That
look
happens
and
sometimes.
Okay.
I think I know what happened. Hold on. Let me think.
It's just very confusing to me.
What was his initiative originally?
It was somewhere between 17 and 19. So I guess 18.
All right.
I'm just taking a wild guess.
Let me fix that real quick because that's gonna throw me off too, and I don't want it to. So, yeah, it was 18. I remember now. So let me delete the magically climbing Grinthart and put the corrected version up there, and hopefully it'll stay that way this time. Grinthart looks around and he goes, surrounded. Everyone, I think everyone, except for...
I called it. He's going to
Except
cast
for
a double
Dawn.
Fireball.
Except for Dawn? Dawn's the T-Rex.
Oh, no. I'm looking at...
Oh,
yeah.
I just moved my token.
Anyway, everyone make a dexterity saving throw
I'm so
as
glad I had
he
Tank
raises his hands, both of them, and then just kind of roars as the infernal fire within him suddenly blasts out of him in every direction.
Can I use...
add +3 for aura.
So glad I had him.
Can I use Velas's inspiration on a save?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And I'm going to use my DM inspiration to get.
Now, Emeraldi, you have
to get
advantage.
advantage.
Yeah,
I rolled a
Emerald
2.
and Tank have disadvantage. Have advantage on this.
What is your dice, Velas?
1d8.
Oh, Ouch.
What's your dice, fellas?
1d8.
Oh, God.
Fortunately, I'm not worried about this because I'm a T-Rex.
All right.
Yeah, enjoy that, Brian.
That was hilarious. I'm sorry. It was just funny.
Tank. Okay, what's funnier is that Tank got a 23 and I got a natural 1.
And
All
T-Rex Dawn got a 2.
Everyone that rolled
known for their
less
dexterity.
than 18 takes
Whoa.
29 points of fire damage as this fiery vortex just kind of erupts and fills the chamber in 20 feet in every direction. If you did roll more than 18, then it's half damage, which is 15.
All right, I'm making my concentration check. Brian, I'm using Tides of Chaos for my concentration.
Okay.
Tank's down.
Ah,
He's not
I
dead.
didn't need it. Okay, I'm fine. I'm still T-Rex. By the way, I have 99 HP as T-Rex left.
All
I'm
right.
keeping track of it.
See, that was...
And Tides of Chaos is gone again. That didn't last very long. That's okay. It'll be back with the next surge of flower petals.
All right.
Did you guys change your HP? Mine's not changed. I haven't. Nobody's health bar changed for me. I was just
Mine did.
Mine did.
Yeah.
Tank's did.
okay.
Yeah.
Remember, all these looks the same to me. I was just.
Did Bert make it?
Oh, I forgot to roll for Bert. And I have to roll for Cog too, huh?
Does it matter?
Yeah.
I think Bert's dead.
Yeah, I think
No,
Bert's dead.
if he saves, he could be alive.
No, he's dead.
He's dead. And Cog. If Cog had to roll, then Cog's out. He has 1 hit point, so.
Yeah, okay. Bert and Cog, unfortunately, are now vaporized in different ways, but similarly the same result. Dawn, you're up.
Yeah, I'm just going to take another bite at him with a big chomp. Now that I see all this blood on the ground from the HP stuff, I keep thinking it's going to be electrified like Divinity Original Sin 2.
All right.
Yeah, here's my roll with advantage as I take another chomp at him. It's a 19.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. I think the damage is... Here it is. 39 points of crushing,
Nice.
piercing, bludgeoning, I don't know.
Yeah, with a roar, you again take a bite out of him. As this time he's looking pained as he just kind of throws your head back. Unfortunately, as he does so, a great deal of meat from his torso and shoulder goes with it. And you see like his blood steaming as it kind of drips down, it runs down his torso now.
I thrash my tail around violently because I get an attack with it, but I can't attack the same person I bite. So I'm just smashing it into the ground a whole bunch.
All right, is that your turn?
Yes. I
All right.
ferociously bellow once again.
Grintark's going to turn towards you, Banner, and hit you with his great sword. 21 for 14 slashing damage.
Okay.
As he comes down and uses his legendary action. Emeraldi, you're up. What do you wish to do?
I'm going to use
Emerald.
cutting words on that and see if I can reduce it down.
I wouldn't.
Okay.
Unless it's like a D10 or something.
D8.
Oh, then you might do it. Sorry. I'm not Emeraldi. I don't have a super high AC. I just
All right,
wanted to
no.
point that out.
He already
No,
said he's going to
wait.
do it. So
Oh,
once he said it,
Believe
it's done, guys.
Okay.
Just a reminder. Yeah, somehow I don't think that quite helped. All right, Emeraldi, you're up. What do you wish to do?
All right. Emeraldi's going to attack.
Oh
Is that
yeah, you slam into him. He takes another 15 points of damage.
Just a second. I'm going to hit him at level 3.
Woo!
So that'll be another 6d8 damage.
5d8.
He's a fiend.
Oh no, yep, fiend. Sorry.
But the maximum's 5, didn't you say?
Yeah, but
Isn't that the
it's a
spell?
For the spell, but I don't think.
the fiend is bonus on top of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good to know for the future.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Nice. As your hammer, your maul, takes on a radiant light, slamming into it. You hear bones begin to crunch. You see blood begin to run down his chin as he coughs up some blood and a little viscous fluid. Finally, going home. Is that your turn?
That's my haste.
Oh,
Here's
your
my
hasted
regular.
action. Okay. Yeah, that hits. Dang. As you do another 11 damage. Wow. All right. Wow. How do you want to do this?
All right.
All right. So what Emeraldy does is he has his maul in his two hands, and he jams the upper corner piece up into his jaw, smashing it, and then spins, and then brings it to the side of his head.
All right, yeah, you run forward and you say, "Then home you shall go!" And you slam the maul up into his jaw. You hear this thunderous crack as his jaw shatters, and then you twirl around, lifting your maul up to his great height and slamming upside the head as it explodes and gray matter goes all over, and he collapses, dead. His blood steaming off every surface it lands on.
Well, I always heard kids were little demons, but that takes the cake.
Emeraldy calls out in a great bellow. Greatness to you, Bernard! Your servant survives and strikes down an evil one!
Beetle rushes forward and whacks Tank with a ratchet and gets him back up.
Okay.
He regains 6 HP.
Is everyone all right?
Lycan walks up to the body and spits on it.
As you do so, it kind of sizzles and then turns into steam.
The whole body does?
No,
Oh.
the spit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a powerful spit.
I don't know what devils do when they die.
That is like projectile spitting there.
Does he have horns, like in the picture?
Oh yeah,
I would like to.
they're
take
very
his
impressive.
horn, and I'm going to cut one off and
All right.
give it to Emeraldy.
So just to give you a picture of these horns, they're roughly the size or the length of your leg.
I'm going to leave it there.
Emeraldy thanks you. I thank you for the idea, but it's so unholy. It's so corrupted.
That's a good point.
A matter of fact, I'm going to have to review my priestly and paladin books, what we should do with this terrible corpse. Well, it looks like I got some reading and praying to do.
Actually, if you want, Emeraldy, make a religion check on that regard.
I can assist him.
You sure can. Unfortunately, it's all
Even with my assistance.
it's all a little hazy. Your adrenaline is still up. You can't remember very well, but you do remember something about when a devil or even a demon is killed in the prime material plane. It's not truly dead. It is just banished back to the hells or to the abyss from whence it came.
I can't help but feel that he just wanted us to kill him without any fuss. And I look at Emeraldy a little like, did we need to do that?
T-Rex Dawn turns towards Beetle and sniffs
Beetle.
and eyes everyone in the group
Pet turn.
suspiciously. I vaguely understand that you're not food, but that's about the highest my intelligence lets me think right now.
I look at the bodies of the commander to see if there's anything on it.
All right.
I start thrashing the throne with my tail.
Make some hand gestures to.
I'm gonna go-
Banner, demon, paladin. That's what we do.
Right,
No
but
question
he might have
asked.
let you do it to him, was my point.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that was the deal he was going to offer us. It sounded like he wanted to go.
It sounds like he wanted to die. Like he might have just let you hit him on the head, is what I am saying.
Of course he did. How evil and corrupt and unjust he was. He knew he was, at this time in this plane, was over with. It was wise of him to surrender himself.
I look at Beetle and I just shake my
I
head.
know, we just look at each other and we just kind of like shrug.
You actually rifling through their pockets. Oops, that's why it was so much. You find a collective amount of 220 gold and 450 silver.
I give it all to Beetle whatever I find.
Okay.
T-Rex Dawn tries to look through one of the doors with her giant head.
Beetle's gonna go up and search the throne for traps, hidden compartments,
All
and
right.
anything else.
Hold on, before you do that, I'm not done. Banner, you also find. Let me pull it up here.
I found something cool. Hopefully it doesn't take control of my mind again.
Good luck with that.
On Grinthark's finger, you notice a ring.
Ooh.
It looks like a plain silver ring, but on the top it's kind of got a sculpture of what looks to be some kind of small demon-like creature, much like the smoke methods that you just dispatched.
Ooh.
Where'd that mask go?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask that too.
I pocket the ring. I don't put it on, obviously.
The mask is on the floor where he dropped it.
I know someone who might like this.
I look at Beetle.
As you look at it, it looks like a very plain mask. Except for when you look at it, it seems like you get this feeling of something staring back, or someone staring back through the blank eye holes. And it's a very beautifully crafted mahogany mask.
Beetle will toss the mask in her bag of holding for now and look at it later.
Okay?
Are we going to take a
Banner
rest?
only wants to cast a healing spell on himself.
Alright.
I'll identify that for you later.
Can you do it during a
I
rest?
can identify stuff too.
Well, I hand one of them the ring to work on during the short rest to see if we can figure out what it is.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll hand that to
we
them.
are okay. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to take a short break, and during our short break, we will assume that everyone takes a short rest. I'm assuming that's what you guys are planning.
I would like to heal.
Yeah, after we take a quick look around to make sure no other forces are stampeding our way from the noise, we'll take a short rest.
It's probably just another one of these masks that we keep finding.
It is. As you touch it, and I kind of need to retroactively do this because it all happened kind of quickly. As you initially touched it, you need to make a charisma saving throw. I had to think about that a minute. Yeah. You feel kind of this pull of corruption begin to permeate you as you gain a point of corruption. Write it down somewhere in your...
Hey, we're twinsies.
That's so fun.
What did Julia do to garner turning evil?
Touched the wooden mask,
She picked up the mask.
which I assume she puts somewhere different.
That doesn't look very pleasant, Beetle. You alright?
Still a little funny.
Can I have it?
I-
I'd like to take a look at it.
Sure. I don't know what just happened, so...
Well, you felt something happen. You felt kind of like this evil sense that just kind of
I don't know
almost
if
like you got dirty and you can't wash it off. You know?
I don't know if you want to touch this. I
Wait.
feel
Oh,
funny.
well, in that case, you can keep holding it then.
Yeah,
Can I
and
at
I'll,
least
I'll,
look
I'll
at it?
identify. Yeah, sure.
So
Okay, I examine it without touching.
my question to you, Beetle, is having felt that retroactively, would you still have put it in your bag of holding?
Oh, well, if I put it in a bag of holding, it's technically in another dimension.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, unless is Beetle aware of any reason why that would be bad? Like, can I make a check? Because otherwise, I'll just do it.
I will let you make either a religion or an arcana check.
Okay, I was going to identify it if I think it's safe to do so too.
Pocket dimensions are Evil Mask's favorite terrain.
True.
No, you really didn't pick up on. You just know that as you touched it, you kind of felt almost like this tendril touch on your mind, and it was definitely like this foul, evil feeling touch. And
Okay.
after that moment, it was gone. But even as you hold it, that tendril touch was there for as long as you held it.
Okay.
And you just you don't feel, you feel like the sense of darkness that wasn't there in your heart before.
Okay. I'm gonna attempt to do the identify ritual on it, but if I keep feeling worse while I'm holding it, I will give up on that and just throw it in my bag of holding.
Okay.
Don't do the ritual, just do it over 1 minute.
I only have one spell slot left. I don't really want to use it for this.
All right. As you go into the ritual, you don't immediately feel anything wrong, or at least more wrong than what you already feel. However, that feeling does seem to grow worse and worse.
Okay. Then I
As
stop.
you, okay.
And I'm just gonna say, this is really bad. I don't think we should leave it here for anyone else to find, so I'm just going to store it until we find someone who can deal with it. And I throw
Can
it in
we
my bag.
put it
Or maybe
inside something?
we can identify it tomorrow when you don't have to spend that long on it.
Yeah.
Also, you gain 10 more points of corruption.
All right.
The ring?
The ring. Yeah. Who's identifying the ring?
I was.
Okay. As you identify the ring, you hold it up, and as you pull it off, whoever pulls it off, Grinthark's finger, the ring shrinks magically in size. And as you go into the throes of spellcasting, Bellis, for which you are so well known, identifying this ring of brutality.
Ring of Brutality?
Yes.
Sounds charming.
Once per long rest, when you attack, you can mentally activate this ring to obtain, expend 1 hit die and add it to your damage and attack.
Hey, it's like what Dawn does. Except with magic.
So in
Does
other
Velas tell
words,
everyone or
Oh, yeah,
banner
yeah.
this?
This banner is a ring of brutality. You can spend some of your own energy upon an attack and deal an exorbitant amount of damage to whatever target you're doing it. Is this once per day or?
Yeah.
once per long rest.
Huh.
And then after you go to sleep and wake up again, you can do it again.
So it's like when I heal people and cut myself, it sacrifices some of my own life energy.
You know how sometimes when we have a moment to take a breathe, we can just get better faster, over a short period of time? Well, it would not allow you to get better as much.
Ah, it sounds very similar to the abilities I have now. Perhaps I would use it unless anyone else would like.
And you
To
do not
take it.
have to attune to it.
Would Lycan be able to use that in wolf form? since it's on.
Yeah, technically, because all your gear goes with you when you beast shape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you
So
don't get gear stats, do you, or do you?
It depends on the nature of the gear.
Hmm.
Basically, it depends.
I
on
would
the
say
brain.
I would say yes in this.
You can
Okay.
wear it
In
on a
this
claw.
case, since it's kind of like a passive, constant effect that you can
Mm.
mentally trigger, I would allow it.
I look at Banner and I said, I'm fine with you using it, but it also might make sense for me to use it while in direwolf form, because then it takes away from hit points or from life that doesn't actually count as much. It can be regenerated much easier for me.
Did not think of that. That's an awesome twist.
When you guys are discussing using life energy to fuel your attacks, Dawn has a somewhat troubled look on her face, but does not comment on it.
Insight check. Just kidding.
Well, you guys know that's what I do already.
I
And,
know.
It's kind of obvious.
and by the way, Jay, out of character, I have never heard anybody try to explain the concept of hit
Hit
dice.
That's pretty good.
In
That was
role-playing sense.
Catching your
Bravo.
So the ring looks like it has a little horned thing on it.
A little like a method, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, like
So- I'm sorry, my friend. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Velas. Go ahead.
Well, so this thing, assuming that this was not lying to us about what it was, because devils are, well, inordinate liars, but assuming that this was actually Grinthark, I did read about him. He's been the master of Hellgate Keep for, well, hundreds, if not thousands of years. So, hooray for us for killing the master of Hell's Gate Keep. But on the flip side of that, of course, is the fact that I don't think we've ended the ritual. I don't think he's the one that was doing the ritual.
He mentioned taking us to the ritual site. Perhaps we acted a little hastily in killing him before he told us where that might be.
Well, I think it's downstairs. Do you hear that? And I hear the chanting coming up, wafting up
listen.
from the hole.
Yeah, it is very, very faint, and you have to listen very intently.
It's those wolf ears. You hear much better than I do.
But strangely, I don't actually feel bad about killing him prematurely either way.
Neither do I.
Here's another thought out of character to meta Jeff. What's the size of your hit dice? Because mine's a D10 on fighter dice.
So for direwolf, it's like, I don't know what it is. I should know this.
In terms of damage capability, I can do 10. Mine's a D10 to roll. If
What is my hit? How do you see what your hit dice
Yeah.
is?
To look at direwolf.
Yeah, it's a D10 as well.
Oh, well then, I mean, feel free. There's probably not a ton of items you could use as a direwolf, so.
Yeah, I would love to have that.
While.
All right. So, Beetle,
Beetle's
what are
gonna
you
go
doing?
Beetle's gonna go check out the throne. I'm gonna check it for traps, hidden items, or anything else that's
All
in
right, make
The
a
Emerald, he
perception
pipes
check.
up. Look, I may have been a little bit holier than thou art in that regard, but it's also an issue of reputation. And I wait for everyone's look. Look, as a paladin, there would be no way in hell I could be allowed to actually make a deal with a devil.
Oh, we weren't
didn't
gonna make
want
a
you
deal
to
with
make a
him, but some
deal.
of us did want to hear what he had to say.
No, I mean, it's in my paladin handbook. Do
No.
not make deals.
No, but we should have let him talk so we could
We just
toss
wanted to
out
see if we could
potential
milk-
information.
Yeah, we just wanted to milk him for information before we killed him. That's all. So
I'm
next
just
time,
looking. I'm just looking down the grate, like trying to do it in a way that doesn't harm me from the heat coming out of it.
Yourself.
Okay.
Do I think? Is it like a chute that goes downward?
All right, I'll get to you in a minute, Don. Beetle, that was a perception check, not investigation.
Oh, my bad.
You still roll 1 though.
Said investigation.
All right. Yeah, as you're looking around, let me check something. Yeah, you see gouges to the right of the throne. They're two parallel gouges leading away from the throne, and they're roughly the width of the throne from front to back.
Okay. So it looks like it's made to slide.
And you do not see any traps, triggers, or pressure plates.
Okay. I'm going to try to see if I can find a way to make it slide back on those grooves.
All right.
The appropriate application of strength would probably be sufficient.
Make an athletics check.
This will be funny.
I'm going to help her with advantage. The two
You're-
weakest members of the party.
You're over there by the grate.
Okay, never mind. then.
But with still pumping with adrenaline from the previous fight, you just like, and you start, your muscles, tiny little muscles, bulge as slowly the the throne kind of grinds to the side, and as you push it, it suddenly gives way as if it's kind of triggers open, and as it does so, you actually kind of do a belly flop on the one of the stairs below.
Ow!
Did
Did you just push the throne off of the dais?
I'm really
it
strong.
slid to the side. Yes.
Okay.
I
Ow.
help Beetle up. I just pick her up and put her back on her feet.
All right.
I look over. What do you find?
Stairs. With my face.
I'm impressed. That was very good, Beetle.
Well,
Beetle
I think
has
we
taken
should.
the Nerd Rage perk from Fallout.
Dawn, looking down to the grate, kind of staying back from the intense heat, still seeing the blue arcane thread of power coming from down below. You look down, again, still being able to faintly hear the chanting. It drops down a very long way, and you see perhaps a quarter-mile distance, illuminated by the red glow of lava everywhere. What looks to be a bunch of stone islands, kind of splayed around in this area that's just full of lava. You see that the blue arcane thread of power seems to be coming from roughly the center of that. From such a distance, you really can't see very well, but you see what looks to be moving figures down there. Some of them are stationary, others seem to be walking around, but you can't really see anything in detail.
Shall we go down?
Well, do we want to... I'm guessing this is the way to the ritual. Do we want to look around more up here, see if we can find anything of use? Or do we want to just rush down there? I mean, either's good with me.
Well, this ritual has been going on for a long time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps an observation of exactly what they're doing may give us the most efficient means of disrupting their ritual. I mean, what if it's simple as making one person trip and the whole thing's done? They got to restart it, and it could be another 30 days of chanting.
God
I
dang.
mean, I would like to think it's that easy. Who knows?
You know what I think? Oh, dang it. We should have brought one of those barrels full of explosives with us and just rolled it
Roll
down.
them through the fields of fire shooting up from our feet, Velas. Are you serious?
If we could have jammed it down in one of the bags of holding. I don't know.
Wait.
We're not putting that in my bag of holding. If you have one, knock yourself out.
But I
How
think
much
with Beetle-
alcohol do we have? Maybe we could make an explosive with a bottle.
I do think what Beetle might have actually been suggesting, though, was that we look around upstairs here before even going down.
Yeah. I think it's, I mean, I don't hear any pitter patter out of character. I don't hear any pitter patter of people running towards this room right now, do I?
No, it's pretty quiet at this
Sorry
point.
if I messed up your window order, Brian. Zoom crashed for me.
You did. I gotta.
I had to,
Oh, is
I had to
that what
relaunch
happened?
it. Yeah, I had to relaunch it.
You don't like to look around.
Everybody is in different frames. I'm like switching
Sorry.
things around.
I am now Emeraldi.
You
Baron!
Lycum is Banner. Beetle was Velis.
That's fair.
Emeraldi was Beetle.
Oh, come on, Tank.
8 out of 10.
Oh my!
I think it was 5 out of 7.
I look at my Zoom
Get out of here.
Every
7 out
time
of
I
7.
look at my Zoom screen, I'm thinking Brady Bunch.
So I inform everyone about the islands and the moving figures and the general nastiness down below.
Ooh.
Except I don't sound very. Except for some reason, instead of sounding nervous, she sounds filled with anticipation.
Beetle, I'd go with you upstairs. We should eliminate the enemies above us before we go down below. And then may have supplies or other treasures that could be valuable to us.
That's what I was thinking.
I think we should save our strength for the undoubtedly more stronger enemies guarding the ritual.
Oh, and there's one other thing. I can't help but notice when we come into places like this, if we don't check around for stuff before, I mean, we tend to have this like habit of blowing places up. So like, if we want to look around, we should probably
Why
do
is
it
that a
now.
problem?
I still think we should try and conserve our energy.
Emeraldi
For
goes,
the...
Don
I
makes a-
have no idea what you're talking about.
Don does make a good point. If we run around up here for hours on end, we can't sleep here.
Oh
What
no,
if what if we run into another battle? There might be some very powerful creatures guarding the ritual site.
Yes, remember, this is filled with demons, devils, and whatnot that Grin
We
thought.
can't get stuck in battles of attrition here. We don't have the strength for it.
I would just like to look in the next couple of rooms. I don't want to search this whole place.
The sooner we finish this, the better. I need to start tending to the high force with any ability that I have.
Myself as well.
Let's go, Beetle. I can't guarantee I'll be as swift or nearly as quiet as you, but I've got your back.
Well, hold-
I would just like to look and see if maybe this guy had like an office or a bedroom or just wherever he keeps his stuff. 'Cause I want to look at his stuff.
Yeah, I'll go with you.
Maybe
I
he'll
got
have something that like looks right into the ritual and we can see what we're going into.
Emeraldi follows Beetle.
I sidle over next to Lycum.
think you can peek in these rooms, but I think we should not keep our friends waiting too long.
Yeah. I don't want to search the whole keep. I just want to see what's like right around this area. So I'm gonna just check doors for traps and start opening doors and looking in rooms.
All right, make
Just the ones that are adjacent to this room, though, because there's like
Alright.
3 doors here, right?
There's the door, the set of double doors you came in, and the stairs leading down where the throne was, under the throne. Then there's a door to the left of the throne and a door to the right of the throne.
Okay, I'm just gonna check those 2 doors and look in those 2 rooms, and then I want to go down.
Okay, make just a single perception check as you're looking at both of the doors. Oh yeah, you feel let me try that one again. You feel confident that neither door are trapped in any way. That confidence is further bolstered as you kind of wiggle the handle, that the handle actually just kind of pops off. And you notice that both the doors are quite aged.
All right, I kick one down.
Yeah, it easily kind of it almost just kind of falls off the hinges.
Then I look up at Raldi and I'm like, "Told you I was strong."
No doubt there, but I thought you were going to be quiet.
I mean, I think we already killed them all up here. And I walk in.
All right,
Emeraldi follows.
the left door or the right door?
The left one first.
Okay. As you walk in, the there's a hallway of about 10 feet in width and 20 feet in height. Solidly built, or would have been back in its heyday. Now it's layered with a thick layer of dust. There is a door to the right before the corner turns, and a door right in front of you. The hallway continues, turns the corner to the left.
Ugh, just more doors. And I do an about face and walk towards the other door to the right.
Okay. You open that door. You see, like the other side, a door to the left. And then it turns off to the right.
Well, I would kind of like to see if this guy has like a headquarters or an office, but I don't really feel like searching all of these doors. It's a lot of doors.
I could help you search some of them.
I look at Velis and Dawn, and I look over at these two wandering around. I'm like, seriously?
Velis, are you in wolf form right now?
You mean like them?
Yeah, like him. Sorry.
No, I'm
Because I
not.
meant like them too. I think I started that
No,
problem.
I think he stayed
Yeah, I'm
himself
still.
during the battle.
I'm with like him.
So you're in wolf form, yes? All right.
No,
so,
I'm not in wolf form. I'm in elf form.
Okay. I'm sorry. Back to you, Beetle. What are you going to do? Beetle and Emeraldi, apparently.
Beetle would kind of like to keep looking around, but she looks at she kind of walks back in the room after checking both those doors, and she sees the look on Lycum and Dawn's face, like they're just still like
Long-suffering patience.
yeah, and I know that they're pissed off and they're anxious to get this done, so I'm like, you know what, if we can look through it afterwards, great. If not, let's just go get this done.
All right.
I pull my hood up
Okay.
and go camouflage, chameleon mode.
Give Lycum the ring so he can put it on.
I whisper to Lycum, we'll make this right.
I know we will. It just pains me that we have to even make it right.
It'll pain them more. And then I walk down the stairs.
He gets a wolfish grin on his face.
I go down the stairs.
All right. So
We all do.
as
I'm
you
stealthing ahead.
look down the stairs, you see the stairs continues down as far as you can see into darkness. There's no light. Who's leading the way?
Lycum changes into direwolf form. at this point.
Velis.
I'm leading the way.
Can Emerald wants to ask, hey, does anyone have any illusion magic?
Yep.
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
What if one of us turned into the look of that big demon and went down there first?
I don't think he
You
was
started
shocked.
bossing people around.
That is within my abilities. I don't speak their language. Velis, if you would bestow upon me that ability that you once did, that is something I would be able to do.
Can you make yourself a biggin like him? Because I don't think he usually walked around like a kid.
Yeah, I could.
Cool.
As long as they didn't touch me, they wouldn't know.
Yeah, tongues isn't even concentration. It's my last third level spell. I cast tongues on.
Oh, well, I thought we were discussing it, but apparently
No.
you just do it. If you do it, we're committed. That's okay.
Oh, well, I thought you were just asking me to do it, but no. Yes, I can. Of course, I still have the.
Oh, Velis, I think you'd be the best one to play the part of the fiend and villain.
I would appreciate this honor myself.
All right. I'm sorry. Hold on. What are you guys doing?
We're talking about disguising ourselves as creatures
Rinthar.
of darkness.
Well,
Okay.
how long did you think it? How far did you think that thing was? Didn't you say it was like a really long way?
Well, we're looking down the stairs now.
And by the way,
well, the stairs lead down away from it, and it goes down as far as you can see, but it's pretty dark. even with your dark vision being able to be out however long, like I think Beetle's is the longest with 120 feet, the stairs continue down beyond that.
All right, how about this? If we get down there and we think that there's an opportunity to pull that sort of ruse, then we'll try it. But for now, we'll keep that in reserve since we don't know how long it will be until we run into someone.
I feel like that's wise.
Emeraldy nods his head.
Velas,
And
if you
gestures
want to
like,
take
let's go.
Velas, if you want to take back that spell, I'll allow it.
Alrighty. I will take it back.
I pull my hood back up and then I stalk down
As
the
we head
stairs.
out, Lycum casts Pass Without a Trace and then changes into
All
Direwolf.
right, well, let's all sneak together then. Sneaky, sneaky, sneak, sneak.
Okay.
Beetle's like, are you sure you don't want me to? Okay. And she like starts walking behind a couple people.
All right. So who's going first?
I'll be third.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
be right behind Dom.
I'm gonna stay a little ways ahead of people just so I can let them know if something is immediately in front of us.
All right.
With a 35 to stealth.
Nice.
I'll go last.
17 is our lowest, which is pretty good.
So I'm gonna scout ahead a bit.
I'll go second to last.
All right. You go down the stairs, and the stairs continue to go down. Matter of fact, as you continue to go down into the darkness, whoever's human can suddenly not see unless someone lights the way for you or you do it yourself. So that I think Banner, you have.
I have dark vision now.
Yep. But
Inexplicably.
so I think Velas and not Emeraldy. Velas is the only one stumbling blind at this point, I think.
If you want, I can scout further ahead and toss my drift globe back to you guys so you can illuminate the way. We can't hear you, Julia.
Beetle would not really want to be by people with a drift globe. She would rather be sneaky.
Okay, well, I'll keep sneaking ahead and Velas can fall down the stairs.
I'd cast light, so back in the back of the group.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Light just kind of following along. Behind everyone, kind of casting everything and everyone in shadow. You continue.
I'm far enough ahead to be far out of the light range.
All right.
As we walk, I spend a minute recharging Bert with the minor illusion cantrip.
Okay. You descend. Excuse me. You descend well over 100 feet before you see the first hints of soft blue light ahead. And go ahead.
I'll dispel light when I see light.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty easy to see. And Dawn, from your perspective, you see that the stairway terminates into what looks to be an open room. Though
Okay.
you're not in the room yet, so it's hard to see what's inside.
I'm going to shoot a message back to Banner asking him to stop the group for just a sec while I take a look in to see if there's like a squadron of enemies waiting for us. I'm going to, with my hood still up, just kind of slip around and peek into the room up against the wall.
Okay.
I stop Velas and Emeraldi, which are probably the most important people to stop, and myself.
As you duck your head into the room, still staying with the last stealth check that you made for now, you see a rectangular room which flows to the right of the door of the entryway, with a huge vaulted ceiling that ascends nearly 80 feet. You also feel a sudden chill as the temperature changes from the oppressive heat that has been growing steadily worse the further you descend to a temperature that feels just north of freezing as this chill kind of runs through your body. The stone walls and the floor are the color of charcoal, and you smell the stale musk of the dead. Carved into the walls on every side are horizontal alcoves, most of which seem to be, as far as your eyes can see, occupied by mummified remains. Below most alcoves that you can see within your sight, you see writing etched into the stone, though some are faded and worn with time. Centered among these horizontal alcoves on the ground floor, on the wall opposite you, you can see a sarcophagus oriented vertically, ornately decorated with gold and silver and etched with what is clearly arcane runes, in addition to more traditional writing just below that. Above, in this huge, large cavernous vaulted ceiling, suspended by long chains from the very top of the chamber, hangs hundreds of metallic thuribles or censers, many of which have intricate arcane runes cut into them, though none are lit or give off any smoke or scent. It's definitely quiet here.
What's giving off the blue light?
On either side of the vertical sarcophagus are two what looks to be iron sconces, and in each iron sconce is a crystal, kind of a oblong crystal, spherical, and both are glowing.
Okay. Two questions. One, can I ascertain a reason for the sudden drastic drop in temperature? Is there any obvious source? Just glancing around the room. Is there like a magic?
Make a perception
crystal?
check. Make a perception check.
Okay. 14.
The only
Is it
thing
coming from a part of the room?
The only thing that seems to attract your attention, the only thing that seems kind of arcane in nature, might be those two crystals.
Okay.
Which are both also giving off the light.
And my other question, do I see any creatures? Any shambling skeletons or ravenous demons shambling around?
It looks like a very, and sounds and smells like a very old, very quiet crypt.
Kind of stick my arm in and wave it around a little bit. Does anything leap out at me?
Nothing seems to happen.
Okay. I tell Banner through message. It looks like we've stumbled upon some sort of crypt of some sort. But nothing's here. You should be safe to come forward. You're muted, Banner.
I bring everyone up.
Okay. I show them what I found.
All right. Yeah, as you all step into the room proper and not just duck in your head, you see all of which I described. In addition, at the far end of this rectangular room, you see that the room isn't quite as rectangular as you had thought, as on the as you're staring at the room on the left, or I'm sorry, on the wall to the right at the end, the wall kind of is concave and it looks like solid stone, but it is it seems to be unremarkable. It's just a bare stone gray wall.
Anybody want to look around? Is there no exit to this room?
Yeah, on the far end of the room
Okay.
is another hallway, a very wide hallway of about 10 feet.
Okay.
That seems to be leading away. You would also notice from your vantage point that along the hallway, part of the hall on the left seems to be bare, but on the right are further alcoves of, it's this place seems to be a very large, very old crypt.
Emerald would like to do two things.
Okay.
First, he'd kind of like to do some investigating of some of the ruins and even on the sarcophagus on a religion check. And then after that, do maybe a stone cunning check.
Okay. What exactly are you looking for your religion check?
Just to see, like, who's buried, are the ruins of a religious nature, or are they arcane, or can I tell? Are they human script or human
Okay.
religious script, or just some basic religious?
Okay.
Beetle would like to check to see if they're arcane too.
All right. Go ahead and make your religious and stone cunning check. Banner, do you still have the ability to read anything?
I do, and I would be looking at any. If there is writing, I would look at it.
All right. I'll get to you, Banner, in a second. Then.
There's my 2 rolls there.
All right. So in terms of religion, the runes that you see are on the vertical sarcophagus. You know for a fact are not divine in nature. The writing, though you don't recognize the language, looks very, very old. You know for a fact it's not the languages that you know. It's not Dwarvish. It's not Common.
It's not Elvish based.
Nope, it's not Elvish either.
I informed the crew.
So, a couple of things happen next, Banner, as you're looking at all of the etchings. You clearly understand what it. I need to. Can you look at what that invocation says exactly? How you recognize it? Do you recognize the language, or do you just are able to
I can read it. Okay. It just says you can read any language. Is I think what it says.
All right.
Read all writing.
Read all. Yeah.
All right. So you see just a bunch of names, and most of them are, they don't sound too important. However, as you get to the vertical sarcophagus, you read underneath of what are clearly arcane runes, a name that says Abrocon Sultan, the Scythe of Winter. Long may he keep the madness at bay. And I will put that in chat for you.
Thank you.
At the same time, Dawn.
Yes, I'm just kind of surveying the room.
As you do so, you feel like this mental awakening, a crystal clear intellect awaken inside of you that you have come to associate with Asram. And as you look around, he says a couple of things. He says, first of all, these are ancient Netherese writings. This is a Netherese tomb. This is old. It was after my time, but this is old. And then he immediately follows it up with, careful girl. Netherese workings are nothing to be flippant about.
I'll keep that in mind. You don't suppose to know a safe way through here, do you?
He mentally shrugs. He says, I've never been here. Our cities float.
All right, well, if you notice I'm about to step on something that will explode, please let me know.
He just kind of snorts, and his mental presence recedes once more.
Now I look around. After my studies on the Netherese people, do I recognize that these are Netheresian runes?
Yeah,
I mean, books I read on them.
Yeah. You've definitely, you're starting to get the hang of some of its strokes and its ability, its various letters, and you do recognize them, even though what you're looking at is somehow more archaic feeling. It's kind of like the difference between modern English and the King's English, right?
Ye old English.
Yeah, it's very archaic. And as you kind of catch a letter here or a consonant there, it sounds a little different than what you're used to. Beetle, what were you going to say? I'm sorry, go ahead, Don.
Oh, go ahead, Beetle. I'll get back to it in a second.
Okay.
I was just asking if I got anything with that 22 Arcana check. We're looking at all the runes.
You can tell that they're definitely arcane runes. It seems to be runes of abjuration, but you're not really sure if it's to keep people out or to keep something in. And as you're looking around at all of the thurbles hanging, that's my word for the day, by the way, hanging, because there's hundreds of them hanging on chains, and some of them are quite ornate, some of them are quite beautiful, some of them have gems in them, and most of them are tied off in kind of like this giant crank, so they could collectively be lowered or raised. But you notice just from looking at those some similar familiar arcane runes of it reminds you a little bit of. Have you ever known the sleep spell, by the way?
No, Beetle's. No, Don's the one who used to know that, but I don't think Beetle's ever known it.
I never knew it. I cast it once from Wild Magic Surge.
Oh, Velis is the one who knows it. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. With such a high roll, I'm gonna say you do recognize you've seen Velis cast it a few times and perform the somatic in the verbal parts of that spell often enough that you can kind of get the gist. It's an archaic and a very, very, very strong form of this, but it seems to be some kind of sleep spell or some kind of spell of putting something to sleep or keeping something asleep. None of and again, none of these thurbles are lit, and none of them are smoking. There's no scent coming from them.
Can I ask, is the sarcophagus I read that on open or closed?
No, it's sealed.
Okay.
It's one of the few things here that are sealed, because most of the others are just cut alcoves into the bedrock of this island.
Beetle's gonna call Velis over and be like, "Hey, look, I think this could be bad. I think these runes are meant to keep whatever's in here from waking up. And I think we should leave. I mean, I was looking at how shiny those floaty things are and all those pretty gems on them, but I suddenly get the feeling maybe we shouldn't touch those. Maybe we should just leave.
They are very shiny.
I don't know if this is where the bad people are, Beetle. This guy is some kind of guardian.
Dawn is slowly stepping towards the sarcophagus, looking around. It
says here that he's the Scythe of Winter and he keeps the madness at bay.
No. It says, "Long may we."
You can't read it, Beetle. I'm repeating the way Banner's telling you what it is. He is the Scythe of Winter and he keeps the madness at bay.
This place, Dawn says, as she steps up, looking around the sarcophagus. This place is very old. This is a Netheresian tomb.
I see what you're saying now. I read it wrong, but you're right.
Maybe there could be answers here. Something about their homeland.
Oh, wait.
We're going there next.
I read it wrong. It says, "May we keep the madness at bay." Oh, I think he's mad. Never
That's
mind.
different. Yeah.
This is bad.
This is bad. Wait.
Is there a way out of here besides what came in?
Hold on, Don. What else were you saying?
I don't think anyone was listening to me since they were talking to each other, but I was just saying that it's a Netheresian tomb, and there might be some information here that might be helpful to us on the next leg of our journey. So I was looking around to see if I find anything like the secret to Dawn's magic is X, or something. Or perhaps
make a perception check
cache.
make a perception check as you're kind of looking around, kind of wandering around the chamber at this point, looking around for anything hidden. You see a lot of dead mummies, mummified bodies, and it smells kind of stale in here. It's kind of chilly in here. Villas, what were you going to say?
Is there another way out of this area besides the way we came in?
Yeah, at the far end of the rectangular room, with a concave corner, essentially, there's a hallway of about 10 feet in width that leads further on. Like Emeraldi, what are you guys doing?
I'm keeping a sharp eye on Dawn. I'm kind of staying with her.
Emeraldi's moves a little bit closer to Dawn. Dawn, we probably should keep moving. Maybe we can look at the tomb when we're done, but it seems like the others are saying whatever's in here should be asleep.
In my mind, I think, Azram, is there anything here for us?
You hear this deep chuckle, and he says, in a completely different voice, as now his grasp on sanity seems to slip once again. He goes, "Nothing good, girl. Nothing good."
Yes, you're right, Emeraldi. We should keep moving. Perhaps we could revisit this place at a later time.
I will say this, Lycum, as you are looking around, and everyone else begins filing down the hallway.
Does he find a magic bean?
No, but you notice that there seems to be a gap between this concave wall, this rounded concave wall or corner, and the floor.
I start barking at Banner.
What is it, boy?
Just take it down the well.
I take a nip at the back of his leg at that.
All right. What is it?
And then I tell him.
All right. Oh, Lycum says there's maybe there's something suspicious about this wall we haven't looked at.
Yeah, and now the rest of you see there's like this maybe a quarter-inch gap between the concave corner of this room and the granite floor tiling that is there.
If you want me to mess with it, I will look around to see if there's something to mess with.
All right. Maybe
I
there might be a
hope
better
that
way
you mess
down.
with it.
I will do an investigation check and see if there's a way to find something hidden.
I will help her. Oh, she didn't need my help.
Yeah, as you're looking around, you kind of take a peek down in the crack trying to see it, and you see down there, there seems to be kind of this mechanism this concave wall sits on, and you can quite clearly see that this makes the concave wall kind of slide or rotate. And you're like, okay, go ahead.
Well, there seem to be lots of these in here, and I go whoosh.
All right, yeah. As you try to push it, there's nothing really to get purchase on, to be able to grip it, and so you just kind of try and push it a little bit. It doesn't budge.
No buttons or anything. Levers.
You are well. I was getting to that part next. You are able to ascertain that, yeah, there seems to be some kind of lever mechanism, probably well hidden in the room. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay.
Yeah, looking around, you don't see anything. You just start pushing on things that you think might be buttons. Then you even like push on a skull. Nope, that's not it. You pull on, you start kind of wiggling around the sconces, and they just kind of wobble a little bit, but nope, nothing.
Well,
You're muted, Banner.
Can I come over and see if I can help find her a trigger?
yeah, I'm gonna walk over to Lycum too and like pull him over by like the scruff of the neck and be like, "Help me look.
All
You're
right,
good at
so this is what I'm going to do at this point. Since Beetle, who is proficient in perception,
So am I.
let me finish.
Okay.
Since Beetle is proficient in perception, I'm going to say only someone else with proficiency in perception can make this check. So go ahead. Anybody else that's proficient in perception? I don't know if anybody else is,
I am.
but okay.
Like him is.
Yeah, or you can help one of them.
Oh, I'll help like him then instead. I didn't know that was an option. If I can still do that.
Well, you can
I'll help
always
Lycan 'cause
take the help action.
Oh, okay.
That's
You made special
that's-
rules for this instance, so I wasn't sure. That was why I wasn't sure.
well, you can always help, but someone leading the
Okay.
charge, so to speak, I'm going to start using proficiency more often. If you are
Okay.
proficient in something, I'll allow it because it makes more sense to me. Yeah, like you're able to find. There is a small trigger. One of the it's so well hidden that you're actually surprised that Beetle didn't. Not surprised that Beetle didn't see it. But given your acute senses in direwolf form, you're able to see this kind of oscillated. It looks like just another block of stone that can be pushed.
I nudge Beetle towards that stone.
Aha! I knew you'd find it, and I go over and like fiddle with it.
All right, yeah. With the grumbling grind, the wall starts kind of rotating, and reveals a circular chamber, making the corner a convex wall now on the other side. In the center of this chamber, surrounded by 4 more sconces, each with blue crystals, brightly lit, with a giant, a much larger thurible hanging above it, is this white, ornate sarcophagus, and it's kind of trimmed with the brightest gold.
Try and read it.
There is nothing to read on it, other than towards the bottom, almost you're turning away and you almost like there's nothing there, but then you turn back and you see the name Radok the Mad.
Okay, so we're going to leave now because I'm pretty sure this is the insane super leader guy based on that little thing right there.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea. Like Beetle's face goes from like, oh, this is so cool to, oh, this is so bad. We're backing out.
Do I feel anything, Brian? Do I feel any connection?
Actually, you don't specifically, but you almost feel like this horrid shudder from Astrum, like a mental shudder. At the same time, Beetle and Banner,
Oh no.
you feel this strong pull as something inside of you, this inborn darkness,
Corruption.
starts pulling at you. Both of you make charisma saving throws as you're backing away. Emeraldi, at the same time as this is happening, and you start backing away as well, you realize that you've backed through what seems to be a blue glowing apparition.
Oh no.
And the apparition now stands in front of you, looks to be surveying a scene, not even aware of your presence. The apparition, Banner, you gain another point of corruption.
That's 2. Does that mean anything?
I got to come back to you.
Okay.
All of this is happening at once. Emeraldi, this apparition is armored, like to the hilt armored. You've never seen armor like this. It looks almost like chitinous armor, punctuated with what looks to be some kind of gems in various places. You can't tell because it's a apparition what these gems are, whether they be ruby, diamond, whatever. In his hands looks to be a giant scythe. As he kind of surveys the scene, you hear this ghostly, I wish you hadn't have done that. Everyone hears this echoing, almost faint voice resounding through the hall. Banner. As
Not again.
you feel this pull, instead of stepping back like the rest of them, you step forward. And you hear yourself saying, yes, he's merely sleeping. Well, I've got to wake him up.
Is he saying that?
Can you
Yes.
say that out
I
loud?
cast polymorph on Banner turn him into an ant.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he gets a saving throw for that,
Yeah,
right?
you get a saving throw.
Would I take it?
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I guess my question is, am I intent on opening this casket that I would try and resist it?
yeah.
Okay.
I would assume that would be the case.
What's the save?
It's a wisdom save.
Okay.
8. Poof.
And
Actually, let's say I'm now, so I don't lose him.
all right. In his place, all of a sudden, you hear this squeak, squeak as it starts kind of tottering off to the side.
Oh no! The evil thing turned Banner into a mouse!
No, that was me. I wanted to stop him before he did something horribly stupid.
Oh, that
Emerald,
was really
Try
smart.
and catch the mouse.
The mouse might still try to.
Yeah, what is the mouse doing?
The mouse has an intelligence of like 1.
What are
Mouse
you-
runs up Beetle's leg and starts going week 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 at Dawn.
I'm trying to chase the mouse and grab it.
I grab it. I'm like, who's it?
While all this craziness is going on, Emeraldi, you seem to be the only one at this point really seeing this apparition in front of you. You do not feel, from this apparition at least, any sense of evil. What do you do?
Who are you? Are you the guardian?
He seems to look at you in your direction. You're not really sure if he sees you, but you can tell that he perhaps hears you. And he goes, whoever you are in here, you have done something horrible. You need to leave.
Can we write before we leave?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said, can we write it before we leave?
Only I can. As he says that, you start hearing rustling from the back wall. You turn around and see many of the mummified remains begin to stir. Banner, you would have noticed that every one of the names on the back wall seems to have names like Dorofor, Reaper of the West Wind, and, appropriately heroic sounding names, and almost superimposed over every mummified corpse that is now kind of jerkily standing. You all can see kind of this blue glow as the apparition that seems to be coming around the edges seem to each have decked out in armor from eras long past, as they all kind of survey the scene, and you see them lining up by this apparition. One of the mummified corpses, instead of lining up, walks towards the vertical sarcophagus, and you see it raise its skeletal hand, its skin stretched tight over its bones, and you hear this raspy Isa Kokasiamasa. The arcane runes flash to life, and you hear and the lid of the sarcophagus falls, and dust going everywhere as the apparition of the man that you see, Emeraldi, is mirrored in what looks to be the mummified remains of that same man. also holding a scythe that seems to be kind of has this aura of frost around it.
Velas is just madly writing in his journal, trying to write down all this right now, completely disregarding the possibility of danger.
The apparition of the knight that Emeraldy you spoke with joins his mummified remains, and they become like the others, superimposed on each other. And you hear the rasping voice now mirrored from the apparition itself. Go. We must put him back to sleep. He will
Everyone
wake soon.
And Emeraldy waves his arm and heads towards the other entrance to keep going down.
I make sure Beetle has the mouse, and then I run with him.
Yeah.
All right. As you guys are running, the knight throws up a hand as if to say something, and he says, "No!" And at the same time, Beetle, you close your eyes and go, "Oh no!" as you feel the pressure plate give way.
Oh no. Okay.
The wall to the left kind of crumbles as this iron grate with spikes decorating it slams over. Everyone running out of the hall, make dexterity saving throw.
Shield the mouse.
Yeah, I'm shielding the mouse.
Alright, since you're shielding the mouse, I'm going to say that's going to be a disadvantage. You're just kind of rolling your shoulders and trying your best to protect Banner.
Here's Bert.
Poor Bert. Oh, poor Bert. Wow. You just got him back!
Yep.
Alright, why didn't that work? Alright, let's try it again. There we go. Oh, I gotta check my DC for that one.
Well, before you say the DC, I'm going to bend luck on Emeraldy to see if I can bump him over the threshold, since he looks like he might have a chance of making it. So,
Alright.
17, Emeraldy. I give you a little arcane nudge.
Everyone but Bert and Dawn are managed to dive out of the way as
I thought
this...
Beetle was rolling a disadvantage because she was protecting the mouse. Didn't you say that?
Oh yeah, and Beetle. Everyone else manages to dive out of the way as this spiked wall swinging on this kind of like this oscillating hinge slams into Beetle, Dawn, and Bert, sweeps them along, and then pins them against the wall.
Am I still a mouse?
And you take 17 points of damage.
Yeah, you're still a mouse because I protected you.
Okay.
Yeah. That was the price of protection is disadvantage. But it did. She protected you as her hand is actually poked through the grate, and you as a mouse is in the palm of her hand.
I keep concentration.
Yeah, and the wall is just splattered with your blood now as the spikes are there. And again, you hear the knight sigh. I tried to warn you.
We can't hear him. Only Emeraldy can.
Well,
As a mouse.
you can all hear him at this
Oh.
point.
We all can all hear
You
him.
can all, yeah, because he's speaking through his mummified remains.
Okay.
As spirits do sometimes.
Emeraldy sees this catastrophe and calls out, "I'm sorry, we mortals are slow," and runs back to try to pry this fence off of his compatriots with all of his might.
All right, anybody else helping him as
Can
he
I
makes an
help
athletics
him be
check?
pinned, pushing against the wall?
Technically, if you had made the athletics check, it would be a disadvantage. So I really don't. I'm going to say no. It'd have to be someone not currently pinned.
I start yelling at Lycum as a mouse. What's
I'll
going on?
Yeah. Can Lycum do it in diral form? Because it'll probably be
I
better.
can help.
Yeah, I mean, whoever
Okay.
can help. Make an athletics
We all
check,
help.
Emeraldy. Yeah, with a show of brute strength and with the help of your friends, you manage to kind of walk it back inch by inch. And it's hard because this is a spring, kind of a mechanism on a very strong spring. And as he does so, the spikes slowly, agonizingly slow, are pulled out of your bodies. And you keep on pushing back and you hear it kind of reset. And you guys are no
sucked.
longer pinned.
Ugh. Let's get out of here before
Yep.
something else happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna go first and look for more of that kind of crap.
Beetle, don't step on one of those again.
All right, make a perception check as you more cautiously proceed. And as you do so, whoever's in the chamber last with a backward glance notices the crystals around the ornate sarcophagus are beginning to grow ever brighter, as if trying to suppress some great power. Beetle, you find a couple more pressure plates. Now that you know what to look for, and you actually, as you look at the pressure plate you stepped on, had you not been rushing, you would have easily seen this, as it was quite obvious on the floor. It was just one of those things. You were in a rush, you didn't think, and it happened,
Yeah.
And now you recognize them. You find three more pressure plates along the wall. And one was another kind of the scything thing that goes back and forth, and you easily see that because it was recessed on the right side of the wall, and then you see another similar mechanism for something that you guys tripped, another spiked grate.
As soon as I feel like we're sufficiently far away from whatever's about to happen back there, I'm gonna stop, open my bag of holding, and pull out some of our backup supply of healing potions and start passing them out to, like, was it me, Dawn, and
There's just
who
us
else?
two.
All right.
Us two. All right, I hand you 2 regular healing potions.
Yeah,
and
okay.
Before you take both of those,
Mhm.
I pull out my cittern and cast Cure Wounds on Dawn with my cittern.
Okay.
All right. You
Nice.
nice 13 points. Man, that was a nasty trap too. How much damage? 17. That's not bad.
All right. I only took 1 healing potion. Beetle.
Okay, do you want to hang on to those, or should I put it back?
I have 2, so I'm fine.
Okay, so there's 4 left. Okay.
Okay. Once we're out of the room, we're going down the hallway, right?
Yeah, you've gone down this hallway. It's about a 80 foot long hallway, and as you reach towards the end of the hallway, you begin hearing the telltale signs of stone cracking. Though muffled and at a distance now. You hear rather than see many various weapons being unsheathed. A couple of bows kind of creaking with age as they are drawn. And you hear the beginnings of a spell behind you as the one spellcaster that freed the knight begins to prepare. You find yourself in more chambers that make up the Netherese crypts. That the small square chamber and additional hallways. It's almost maze-like in how you are proceeding. Each chamber seems to be a different class of individuals, down to 30 minutes later, 45 minutes later, as you continue through these crypts. You look around. Now the stench of
Am I
decay.
still a mouse?
Well, I was about to get to that, but Brian,
Okay.
keep going.
Now the stench of. At some point, I'm going to assume that you let. I'm not going to assume. As the stench of decay in this last chamber is much stronger, as the mummified remains aren't as well preserved, as if well, they're just commoners, no one really cares type of attitude was taken. Along the way, you see several tables in which the implements of embalming are commonly seen. Though ancient in structure and iron in material, there's pretty much universally the same for such old civilizations.
Beetle, will you put Banner Mouse down?
All right. Scritch, scritch, scritch. Put him down.
I gesture and he grows back into.
I'm not really sure what happened back there, but I
Whoa, what? What am I feeling?
Are you alright?
I don't know. DM, tell me what I think I feel.
That feeling of corruption that you've carried around for so long is somehow deeper. You don't necessarily understand what that may mean to you in character, though you would have remembered everything that you did.
So I remember my senses are clear now. I don't want to unleash a madman.
You remember that strong pulling sensation, as if something had like pulled on something within your very essence and drew you forward, and you were unable to resist it. And whatever that thing inside of you is, that corruption is a very apt term inside of you, deepened somehow.
Okay, I don't think I felt it before because there was no like thing, but I don't remember feeling.
Well, you did feel that way once before in MSR.
Right, I remember feeling it. What the?
Yeah, that was weird, right?
What happened?
Are you alright?
Why was I? Where are we? Oh.
We're just down the hall a little bit. I think you almost touched the tomb.
What?
Yeah, I felt a really strong compulsion to go touch the tomb and let
Sorry for the
whatever
rough
get
treatment,
out.
but I thought it'd be better than accidentally releasing some mummy
It
entity.
was like, you know what that. And I think for a minute. I'm like, do you remember when we first met and I tried to kill that blacksmith because that armor fused to my body?
Oh yeah, that was weird. That was a long time.
That was that. That was what that felt
Not
like.
looked at, whatever it is.
Well, no. Well, there was nothing to look at, but now it feels like there is. I feel kind of weird.
I feel kind of weird too.
Well, anyway,
Well,
that's a bit of a preview of where we're going next. So,
Banner,
to
Emerald, he tries to hand him a piece of gold. Now, Banner, I realize you might not quite understand, but later on, if you should feel a strong hankering for cheese, I got you covered.
Maybe some cheddar.
Alright. We're almost done, guys. So
I look unsettled as we continue.
Dawn looks unsettled too, if that's what's waiting for her in Mithranor,
alright.
as per her previous comment.
Can Lycan go up to Banner and ask, do you mind if I just check you out, kind of do like a bit of a medicine check? I want to make sure you're all right, and if I can help, I want to be able to take care of it now before we get into some other situation.
Yeah, that might be good. I'd do it, because this is...
Alright, make a medicine check.
All right.
I'll assist.
Okay.
Cutting it close there.
Does
Efficient medicine, so I was like, that's something I can help with.
physically, Banner, I mean, he's a little scuffed up from, previous goings on, but he looks in good health.
do I know if what he's going through, if I can heal it with lesser restoration?
You've never encountered anything.
Okay.
It doesn't seem to be a physical ailment.
Makes sense.
Beetle.
Uh-huh.
That is, we need to... I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like what happened before made that worse. I
So
think we need to maybe. We just need to get checked out somewhere along the line.
I, you know, I pointed Emerald to you. Well, you feel something dark inside you?
Yeah. I feel like I stepped in something really gross and it won't wash off. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, and
So-
it's
Do you think bleach or turpentine might help?
no.
I
It's
Well,
have-
it's
like
not like you
it's
actually.
like wait, no, it's not like my body. It's like my spirit or like my soul, if I have one. I don't really know
I
how
look
that
at
stuff works, but I
Emerald
feel
and
like
I go, could you? Is that? And I look at like, is there any way you can check for? Oh goodness, curses or something like that, as opposed to physical ailments? Because I am not. I have no way to check for things like that.
Would I have known that
I
Greater
can check
Restoration worked on that?
I am
I can
looking that
check
up
my
now.
prayer book to see if
I think
there's
greater.
purification.
As you guys are having this discussion, somewhere else in the complex, presumably the room that you left, you hear this kind of muffled explosion and the sound of the unmistakable sound of arcane spells being cast, and other sounds of battle faintly now from your position 30 minutes away can be heard.
Regardless, I think we should keep moving sooner rather than later.
Yes, I would entirely agree with you, my friend. My friend, getting
Yeah.
farther away from that noise is probably a good.
yeah.
Banner, if you feel any similar urges in the near future, just give us a shout. You too,
Like-
Beetle.
So you went
Emerald.
ahead and cast that?
No. I can't cast it. I just need to know whether or not it works.
Oh, okay.
I don't have the spell slot for it right now. I was just linking it for you.
You know the capabilities of the spell. You don't know whether or not it'll work. It has
Okay.
a chance of working, maybe. You don't know. You've never encountered something like this.
All right.
All right.
Are they? Is Emerald hearing all this? Because he
Yeah,
is offering
Yeah,
that
I
he
would-
could reduce some research in his priestly book to see if there's something about purification.
Yeah, I would consult my fellow doctor.
Perhaps
don't-
we shouldn't do this
Alright.
here in the hallway.
Yeah, why don't we keep moving?
I feel I'm not going to kill anyone. I don't think so.
I give a sidelong
At least
look
not
at
the
Banner.
people that I don't want to kill. That's what I mean.
Narrow my
Blacken
eyes
walks,
at him.
walks past him, slaps him.
I look at Banner. I go. I think maybe at this point, less talk would make us less nervous.
All right. So, continuing on.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. The Netherese crypts finally come to an end as you are faced with another wide staircase. This one is recognizably different in its stonework, as the stonework is now white instead of charcoal. The steps are more shallow. The banisters on each side, yes, there are banisters on each side that are very ornate and have leafwork in it. By the way, Emeraldi, you did recognize all of that stonework as being Netherese. I apologize profusely. But you've heard of this stonework, and it's actually serviceable stonework. Though they were obsessed with edges and right angles rather than the more flowing kind of angles that elves enjoy, and curves, I should say, that elves enjoy, and the more less of a 90-degree angles that dwarves seem to enjoy. Moving on, the staircase indeed are flowing sculpted vine work as you continue down into yet more crypts. These crypts are cleaner. These crypts are not cold now, as the oppressive heat being the near freezing cold being left behind and quickly replaced with oppressive heat. These crypts do not have carved alcoves in every wall, but rather neatly placed sarcophagus tombs with reliefs of various nobles, and each of which are easy, even despite its age, easy to see clearly the elven features embossed on them. You see in Elvish many names, which inform you that these are a mixture of high elven names and wood elven names. As you now go through this much cleaner, much calmer crypt. Emeraldi, you get the sense of rightness in this place, of purity in this place, in spite of the sweat trickling down your back and suffusing your brow. As you continue through, now probably closer to 400 feet below what was the castle. This crypt is kind of a tiered structure. It's kind of like you go into a room and then there's a slight drop in stairs, and you go into another room and another slight drop in stairs, and as you do so you realize that this crypt is taking a circular pattern as you wind ever deeper into the bedrock of this place. After another 45 minutes of travel, what is the crypt ends rather abruptly as the stairs dissolve into rough cut stone. You now are in a familiar place that Emeraldi you would recognize as just you're straight in the mountain now, or the inverse of the mountain, the bedrock of the mountain. And
Emeraldi lets everyone know I'm feeling my dwarven knowledge. Just tell me we're in the bones of the mountain now.
And you continue on for another almost eighth of a mile down this stoneway until it finally flattens and opens up, and you see this cavernous chamber. Dawn, you recognize it almost immediately as the intense heat. Now everyone make a constitution saving throw as you enter this chamber. The intense heat of this chamber instantly drying any moisture from your body. What sweat you had is just leached from you. Emeraldi and Velis both gain a point of exhaustion from the intense heat now being as this chamber opens up, and it's nothing but a bunch of lava, and you see interspersed among this chamber of lava hard rock like obsidian or a dark rock like islands. You see several mages interspersed around these islands with arcane beams of energy going to this object in the center. You see a couple of other lightly armored individuals with swords and crossbows, one of which is standing with his back to you, looking on what looks to be a ritual as the arcane energy from this object, this point of light in the center, seems to be rising up out of the chamber. And you look up. Dawn, you recognize the grate. Far, far above, a quarter-mile distance, very small from your perspective now. And that's where we're going to end the session.